Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. This feel familiar?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision. It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top of football refereeing? Every referee starts with their county FA. It's a simple training course and you can take it as soon as you hit your 14th birthday. Once you've done that, you have to go through at least 11 hours of face-to-face training. You'll then graduate as a level 7 official, which means you can take charge of county level games. But hold your horses, there's still a long way to go to get to the Premier League. Your next step is to spend a year each at levels 6, 5 and 4. This covers the top of the amateur game. Only at level 3 do you start doing Northern Counties or Isthmian League level games, for example. If you've done this all quickly, you can reach level 2 and ref your first National League match after, I don't know, 6 years? After getting enough experience at that level, you can apply to be a referee in the EFL. There's an interview, people watching you do games, and then, if the EFL are happy, you'll be granted a level 1 licence to ref in games in League 2 and above. Now, they don't just say on you go to the Premier League, you have to work your way up through the divisions. Only after years of hard work and refereeing on cold Tuesday nights in Stoke can you be considered to do matches in some of Europe's very best stadiums. Now, who was the youngest to reach the very top? It was actually Michael Oliver. He refed his first Premier League match in 2010 at the tender age of just 25. So if you want to follow in his footsteps, crack on. It'll only take you roughly a decade, thousands of hours of work and an incredibly thick skin. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough for the top flight. That means there's not even a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll even make it in. Obviously, referees can make mistakes, but when you think about it, having a go at them is kind of like slating a brain surgeon.
On DAB Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. Strap yourself in. It's Destination Football.
Wonderful delivery that time.
The Saturday session on talkSPORT. The intensity, the inspiration, and the furious indignation.
High into the air. It's in!
The Saturday session on talkSPORT.
Welcome to it. It is the Saturday session on talkSPORT. I'm Adam Catterall. Pleasure to be with you. Ashley Williams alongside me for the afternoon, and you're more than welcome to come and join us on 03 717 223344. Yes, we'll dip into the transfer window. I've got a bumper quiz for you. Yeah. And of course, we will talk a little bit about this FIFA scenario because it is quite a big story. It is relaxed. It is a little bit more kickback on a Saturday afternoon. Whatever you are doing, make sure you come and join us. Let's have a little bit of fun. 03717 223344. It's the Saturday session on talkSPORT. Afternoon, Ash. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. Yourself?
Yes, good. Listen, sun's shining. There's nothing to be moaning about and what have you. And it's always good to be on the radio, just having a little bit of a relaxed afternoon, mate. And plus, as well as that, I don't know if you heard on the show previous, mate, I just absolutely demolished the quiz. You know what I mean? They invited me in. I was supposed to be a bit part player. I've gone in there, stole the show and bounced. So I've come in with a little bit of a good mood, mate.
So you got a little bounce in your
I've got a little, just a touch, yeah, absolutely. I heard you were doing a bit on the drive yesterday, a little bit of moonlighting.
Yeah, but actually, I probably should have just slept over in the corridor.
Just gone straight through, mate.
Yeah, straight through. Yeah, that was good.
Good. Right, listen, we're going to start with a little bit of FIFA because this is the big story that has been developing throughout the whole course of the week. Every single time I come on the radio, there seems to be something new. Last night when I was on, there was a bit of backtracking from Gianni Infantino. I don't know if you heard this, but Infantino now has decided to scrap his plans to sell stakes in the tournament to private investors after a backlash from footballing world. UEFA then responded by saying they have now lost confidence in the FIFA president, with those comments being backed by both CONCACAF and the Asian Football Federation. Here's Ben Jacobs to give you a little bit more insight.
UEFA have decided that they have lost confidence in Gianni Infantino and FIFA leadership. They even name Infantino in a damning statement directly. They don't go so far as to say Infantino should stand down, but I suppose you could say it's implied within the statement. But there's one paragraph in particular which I think is particularly pertinent, where UEFA quote Infantino's own campaign and strategic goal. And Infantino said in 2016, the money of FIFA is your money. It's not the money of the FIFA president. And then they go on to say on both these promises, he has failed to deliver. The shabby, backroom, opaque deal he hatched and tried to force through was anything but transparent. So FIFA Forward Enterprise is dead. No real surprise, because once CONCACAF had joined UEFA, that was 96 votes. And then the AFC had also stood against it as well. Perhaps not unanimously, but predominantly, and the magic number to derail this had it gone to a vote was 106. And as a consequence, Infantino realised very quickly that the privatisation of FIFA was not going to cut it. So this has come and gone as quick as the ill-fated European Super League, also, by the way, backed by JP Morgan. And now the big question is, can Infantino survive? Because I sense this saga is not over.
Can he survive? That's the big question. If there's ever been a more apt moment to tweet the Homer Simpson gif of going back into the bush, it is right now, isn't it?
Backtrack 101.
Mate,
This.
Can he survive?
No chance. Surely not. Do you know what baffles me about the situation? I feel like he got so confident that maybe with his little plan, maybe he should have just tested the water. Not publicly first.
Just dip your toe in.
Yeah, like he's just gone out so, like he always does, so brazen with, we're going to do this. And then he's thought, this is not working for me. I actually think it's too late for him now. At this point in time, I feel like, how does he stay on after this?
Well, the elections are next March, if I'm not mistaken, for the top job, right? So we've got a situation where we've had a World Cup. For me, on the pitch, right, I look at that World Cup and I actually think the World Cup was solid.
I agree.
I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. There's lots to talk about off the pitch with ticket prices and all these types of things, which people can get stuck into. But on the pitch, I thought he had a relatively successful World Cup. I don't think it's purely down to Mr. Infantino. I think it's down to obviously the lads that played, but he was part of the decision to maybe expand the World Cup, which I was against at the start, mate. I actually thought that worked out. I don't know where you were at with that.
It's exactly the same. Was against it. Now, in hindsight, I think it worked well.
Okay, right. So they've had a good World Cup, and then he's thought to himself, I'm feeling myself here. Yeah. Chest is out. He's got the old collar up, and he's gone full Cantona on it. Yeah. He's decided to go just a touch step too far, and now listen, when you've got full federations that are stating that we've lost confidence in the top man, your place does eventually become untenable. So therefore, I think there's going to be a process now over the next few months where there might be a move to change by the time we get to March. Do you think it will be immediate? Because if he does it immediately, then all of a sudden you just had a wicked summer, and then
no, and I don't. It won't be immediate, because I think I'm pretty sure that the only way he goes immediately is if he resigns.
Yeah.
And I don't think this guy's ever going to resign. He doesn't seem that type of... With all the pressure on him, he still won't resign. So, yeah, I guess it will go until March.
He does come across, and I've never met him, so this might be out of order, but he does come across as the type of guy that it needs to always be on his kind of terms. So he'll make us feel that it was his decision by the time we get to next March.
100%.
I'll step down. I'll tell you what, I'll step down, and I've done my thing. Look how many great things I've done. And don't get me wrong, there are some numbers there that will back up that he's done some good stuff. Done some not so good stuff, but there's been some good stuff. And I think by the time we get to next March, we might be in a situation where you've got let's just say, in boxing terms, you've got a vacant title with people going for the new top.
And then who will it be then? At that point, then you start looking at who are the candidates, who could take this on. Because I agree with you. You can't argue with the way it's actually worked out, whether that was his doing or just the people that was involved, i.e. the players, the teams, the staff, the fans also buying into it. And it was a success. I think that the World Cup was a success. The last one was a success. There always seems to be some kind of something around it. He's made a new decision. He's made a new rule. He's done this. He's done that. Why are we talking about him too much? That's what let's talk about the football. Let's stop talking about Gianni Infantino.
Does it frustrate you how much of a business football has become.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Because it is. I understand it's entertainment. I understand it's a way that lots of people make money, including myself. A whole career of it was my job, and I get the money is involved. But it is about the football. It's about the ball rolling on the pitch and what the players are doing, and it's also about the fans turning up, supporting their local team, feeling a part of something, which I don't think hardly any fans do these days, because it's such a business. So if we can claw that back a little bit and give it back to the people that watch football or play football or grassroots football, we should do that.
Will we get to that stage though? Because it feels like it has gone too far. Because there's that much dough in it. Because there is that much commercialisation. It does feel like it's never been further away from the normal man on the street.
Oh, I don't think we can get back there. But things like the news today is definitely a step in the right direction. That we're not going to go and do that. Hopefully we can at least halt it. I don't think we will ever go back, because not many things go back once they've got there. And there's too much money involved, and I understand it. Like I do get it's a business for millions of people, but let's just keep it where it is. We don't need to go any further. Football works. If you see two teams playing on the park pitch, you'll watch it. It's football. People love the game. They don't really love all of the nonsense, the halftime shows. Some people might, but they're not football fans then. So let's just watch the football. We don't need all of the glitz and the glamour around it, in my opinion.
Did you see the interview that Jurgen Klopp gave on this yesterday?
No.
Mate, it was awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Because he was right in what he was saying. I know that UEFA have come out and they've given this vote of no confidence to what's going on with FIFA and what have you. But he was basically saying they've only thrown the toys out the pram because they're not getting a cut of the pie, because it's going down this other road. If you remember, a couple of years ago, these guys were making this Super League all of a sudden, and they were trying to get the big teams from certain countries in Europe to create this. And there was a kick-off there as well. Yeah. So they're all as bad as each other is basically what he was pointing when you're talking at the top end.
Yeah, and I think that even on a smaller scale, every club at the minute has got people that are just in it to make some money. Come in, couple of years, let me make some money from this club and get out of here, which could be any business in the world. But you want to try and protect football as much as you can, because it's the game we're here to talk about it. We all love it. All the listeners love it. That's why they're listening. We love football. We love the actual game of football, whether that's kids playing grassroots right to the top. Let's just protect the game.
You gave me a real good thought process in the pre-production meeting there when you were talking about, right. I know there's a lot of fans out there right now that want English manager in charge of the English side, right? And I get that absolutely completely. I think we need to get back to those old school roots where you've just mentioned local teams can only be owned by local business owners. That's where I reckon we get to. Yeah. Let's go back to Blackburn Rovers, Jack Walker. That's where we need to do, mate. Like, there's loads of investment from all these lands all over the world. And don't get me wrong, it's only because they can see the commercial viability of how big the Premier League is. Nah, man. If you want to own Newcastle United, you've got to have a business in Newcastle.
That's what I believe. And then those fans that pay the money to that person feel like they have a little bit of ownership within it. They're turning up to their local team. Well, now we've got kids that support Real Madrid and they live in Brighton. You know what I mean? It's like, support your local club. Your club should be owned by a local businessman. That's what it used to be like. You felt like you had a little stake in that club.
Well, they were bastions of the community.
Yeah.
People go to work 5 days a week. Weekend, we go and meet at the football club and we all support each other down there.
And then your team is represented by the area. Do you know what I mean? You feel
it's us against them.
Yeah. And you feel that within the style of player or the players that you recruit within there. Can we get some more players from that area playing for that team? People are going to go, yeah, whatever, you're old-fashioned. But that was...
We are, mate. We're our fellas. That's what it is. People have tuned into the radio. There's young lads listening to the radio going, listen to these two old fellas on the radio this afternoon, man. What the heck is going on? In my day, listen, let's be dead honest about it. Even the younger generation, there is nothing better than when you get a lad from your area coming through your academy playing for your first team. Nothing better than that.
And the fans always have a special affinity to that player as well. And he's
representing us.
Yeah. He's representing the people of that area, and I love that. When we're losing that, that's becoming lesser and lesser of an occurrence. And I just think, can we get a little bit more back? You can't claw it all the way back because it's
gone too far.
It's too big. The monster's too big. But we can claw it back a little bit. I think we can start to put some sort of rules and restrictions in place, so it doesn't just keep going and going and going until it becomes something that we don't even recognise at all anymore.
Retro, mate. That's where we need to be. This is what we need to do, right? Just to make me and Ash feel better about ourselves when we're watching football of the weekend. We need to do a full retro weekend. Just one a season.
Well, that's a great idea, by the way.
Like a retro weekend where maybe the kits, the boots, all that type of stuff. We just go back to the 90s.
Yeah, no VAR, just everything. Not even a yellow card, just tackles are allowed.
Proper reducers,
Imagine
mate.
you're allowed to tackle again.
You'd love it, you.
Wow. That's a great idea. That should have a weekend.
Just one weekend of full-on, right, it's 1992, let's go.
Yeah. Someone, instead of buying a football club, someone that can afford to do that, put that on.
The thing is, right, fans are bang into this because look how many people are out there buying retro shirts. And whenever I have a conversation here about boots from the 1990s, people are bang into, the Puma Kings, the Lottos and all this type of stuff.
The Umbro Specialis.
Right. This is what we need to do. We need a nostalgia weekend in the Premier League. You can have this for free if you're listening. Just credit us that we started it, a retro weekend where the teams that are in the Premier League, they have to, we pick a year like 1994. You wear the kit from that year. You have the rules from that year. I tell you what, the amount of fans that would come out for that and be bang into it, it'd be unbelievable.
I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. Someone do it, please.
Are you still into the retro shirts? Do you still do a bit?
You know what? It's not really something I'm proud of because when I put it on, I feel like a bit of an idiot. But I do like to.
What do you mean you're not proud of it, mate?
Well, because I don't know, but I'm 41 and I just put on a retro shirt and it's a bit like, what are you doing? Do you know? That's how I feel.
Like you're begging it a bit, like you're trying.
Yeah. Like, why are you doing that? Like, what? I've got no reason. If you ask me why are you wearing that Milan kit from 1993, I'd be like, well, I don't really know. I just like it.
I'm all for it, mate.
Well, that's because we like the retro weekend.
Right. Now, listen, this is where we're going with the show, right? Forget Mr. Infantino. He can be parked for a second. We're going full on retro on the show this afternoon. 0371722. In fact, use this for WhatsApp. This is going to sound a bit weird what I'm about to say to you. 03717223344. You can text pictures to our WhatsApp, right? What I want you to do, I want you to get in your wardrobe now. I want you to go and get your retro shirts out from yesteryear. It might not even be your team. You might, like what Ashley just said, you might have something like an AC Milan. You might have a Van Basten from 93. Get that shirt on, take a picture of yourself and ping it into us, right? We're having a full retro nostalgic weekend in the hope that the Premier League pick this up. And at one weekend, this weekend in the season coming up, we have a full weekend of retro lookbacks, which would be absolutely sensational. 03717 22 33 44. Can you beat a Milan from 93? Get stuck in.
It's an amazing story, actually. It's almost a forgotten man. This is about Mykhailo Mudryk, who has been allowed to come back to football immediately for Chelsea. So you'll remember that this is a man who had a 4-year ban handed down to him for breaching anti-doping rules. He's not played since November 2024 after what was described as an adverse finding of meldonium, which is a banned substance in his system. He appealed against that sentence to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, who have today said that because he accepted breaking anti-doping rules, they have agreed that the time served already is enough of a punishment. So Mykhailo Mudryk is available to play for Chelsea with immediate effect.
Can he even still play football? Is he good enough? He's not played football for 3 years.
It's been nearly 2 years. Well, Chelsea have released quite a long statement today, obviously welcoming the decision. They've talked about what a difficult period of time it has been for Mykhailo Mudryk. And I think this is the important paragraph here in the statement. We welcome the acknowledgement that advances in the applicable scientific reporting standards for more reliable testing mean that had Misha's sample been analysed under today's technical requirements, it would not have been reported as a positive test and no anti-doping rule violation would have resulted. That is an important part of the context surrounding the agreed resolution and allows everyone involved to move forward.
What does the future hold for Rashford? My understanding is that he ideally would still like to leave. United still not particularly happy with the hierarchy there.
I'm just surprised teams haven't bid for him. He's 28. Is it the wages?
It's all a bit of a mess, isn't it? Considering, being a Manchester boy, you don't really like to see it.
Get him gone. Try and do a commercial deal that makes sense.
When he was at Man United, I think he'd lost a bit of love for the club, to be honest with you. He didn't really want to be there.
You're listening to the Saturday session on talkSPORT. I'm Adam Catterall. Ashley Williams is alongside me. We're having a bit of a retro afternoon. We are going to talk Marcus Rashford in a minute, but some of these texts are coming in thick and fast here. This is ace, right? So Dave has just sent us a message. We're going to try and put these on the screen throughout the course of the afternoon. Dave sent us a message here, pal. 12-year-old son, Cardiff City retro shirt, on his way to be a ball boy for Cardiff City versus Roma. Jude, afternoon to you. The shirt is absolutely outstanding. And here's a little bit of a caveat, right? He only wears Puma King boots. Eh?
He's a player.
He is 12 years of age. He knows.
And he loves to tackle, I reckon.
He knows the score. This is it. By the way, on our retro weekend, when we do this in the Premier League, nobody's allowed to wear coloured boots.
Oh, no pink boots or nothing like that?
No. Black boots only.
Big shin pads.
Proper shit. Yeah, none of these little tiny little things.
Yeah.
Proper with ankle protectors. like the old Sondico Brian Robsons. That's what everybody's got to have them on, mate. Right, come on. 03717 223344. That's open not only for phone calls as well this afternoon, but also for pictures of you in your retro gear, right? That you're still wearing today in 2026. Get stuck in. Now, let's turn our attention towards Marcus Rashford, because a few of the shows have been speaking about Marcus over the last 24, 48 hours. He's being linked to various clubs, obviously off the back of a relatively solid season with Barcelona. They brought in Anthony Gordon, so therefore his nose is out of joint. Back at Manchester United training. Do you envisage Rashford playing for Manchester United this season? Or do you think it'll be difficult for him?
I think it'll be very difficult for him to walk back into that building and win those fans back over. From what I can gather, the fans aren't massively keen on him coming back in. I think you've got Michael Carrick. It's a new era. He's done great. He's brought in players that have done really well, especially in the top end of the pitch. They did well to kind of get past that whole sticky era where they had, when Marcus was right in there, and Lingard and Pogba and Ronaldo, and that just didn't really work. And there's something new now at Manchester United, and it's something to get excited about. And I think if you bring him back in, it's difficult, and it'd be definitely difficult for him to walk back in. With that being said, any team in the Premier League or the world that can get Marcus Rashford playing consistently well, he goes in. He plays for that team. The challenge for him or for someone with him is, can you get him on the pitch playing at his best week in, week out?
Where'd you see that?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Do you see it in the Premier League, or does he need to move away, do you think?
I would like to see him go away. That's why I don't know him, but he just looks like sometimes it looks like he's got so much pressure on him, or he's putting so much pressure on himself with all the baggage that he's had in this league. Maybe go a fresh start like he did at Barcelona, somewhere else. Another big club will still take him. If it's not Manchester United, you're looking at everybody else out of that top four. Maybe would and I'm sure it would work. You look at I've just wrote down Spurs, Everton, Bournemouth, everyone else.
Well, he had a flirt with Villa, didn't he?
Yeah, it did. That didn't really work. I thought it would, but he's got to make it work somewhere. Wherever he lands this time, I just want to see him with a smile on his face, putting those special moments that he's capable of in a more consistent fashion all the time, playing week in, week out, scoring goals, enjoying his football.
I'm just trying to think of managers that have that personality that could maybe, Premier League based that could maybe get that out of him, because he does feel like the type of lad that needs a little bit of arm around, you know what I mean? A little bit of love.
But that could be Michael Carrick. Weirdly, that could be Michael Carrick.
Yeah?
And I think if he does go back, it's the perfect manager to bridge the gap between Marcus Rashford and the fan base. I think that he's got to credit Michael Carrick in terms of saying to the fan base, welcome him back in, and they will welcome him. They'll listen to Michael Carrick. So it could be him.
Listen, football fans, we're all massively fickle. On the pitch, if you go on there and do it on the pitch consistently, I think that's the key word that you use there. If you do that, then everything else kind of gets forgotten. The interviews that you've done kind of get forgotten. You can't, not forgot, but forgiven.
No.
You get moved to one side. The lad's doing it on the pitch. He's changed.
It wouldn't take a lot to win that win any fan base back. All you got to do is, if you're an attacking player, score some goals. That's great. Win games, but also show that you care. Work rate. I know, like, okay, you're not no winger or striker attack, but can you put in a few tackles? Can you work around? Can you look like you want to be on the pitch? Can you look like you're doing everything you are for this football club where all these fans live and breathe it and pay their hard-earned money? If you can do that, they will get behind you. Most fans.
What do you think is what do you think is the thing that's holding him back?
I'm not sure. Do you know? I'm honestly not sure. Even in this World Cup, I looked at him, and I just thought there seems to be something where he doesn't connect the dots in games, and it could be a million things. I don't know. As I said, I don't know him personally. This might be his ceiling. This might be how he plays. That's just how he plays. But you feel like he's so good. It's just like, can you do this for whole games, and then can you do this for a whole game, and then next week for a whole game, and next week for a whole game, and over the course of the season, put it together in a really strong season, and then go away in the summer and come back and do it again. And I just feel like he hasn't really done that yet. He hasn't consistently done that, but because of his quality, he's still an interesting football player for probably a lot of clubs. A lot of managers are keeping an eye on it, tracking it, and saying, I think I can get the best out of him. I can do something that maybe no other manager has done with him yet.
The situation in and around Barcelona were an odd one, because obviously they brought in Anthony Gordon, and he would kind of come in and obviously replace Marcus Rashford. The way that I look at that is purely down to finances. I would imagine the amount of money that maybe is connected to wages and various things like that as to why Marcus hasn't been able to kick on there. Does there maybe have to be... I know this is a difficult thing to do when you're getting weighed in a ridiculous amount of money, but has there got to be a little bit of a shift on that in order to be able to get him an opportunity at like the Barcelona?
Possibly, and then it comes down to the individual in terms of, like, none of us are in his position, so it's what does he value? Does he? What
does he want?
Does he? I've known players before that not that interested actually in playing. It could, because it's more of a job to them. They see it as a job, just like anything else. Just like we're at work now. Hopefully you're enjoying football and you do it for the reasons before you got paid, but it's not always the case. So some people actually just want to earn as much money as they can. It's very difficult, and it's hard
It's hard for a fan to understand that, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, for me, listen, that would be the dream. To be a professional footballer, to play in front of all those fans, to score goals for your local club would be the dream. But like you said, for everybody, that's not necessarily the case. They've just got a wicked talent, and they're getting paid incredibly well for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get both situations, if you can love it and get paid for it, then jackpot. But if not, some people just want to get paid for it. I don't know where he stands on it though.
03717 22 3344. This is really a question to Manchester United fans, because there are links that for Rashford for Spurs, for example, Aston Villa in the hunt for him. Where are you at with him? He's your player at the moment. Do you think he can be integrated back into that Manchester United side? Do you want to see him feature this year? You build it, as Ash said there, you're building something quite nice, quite positive, all going in the right direction. The signings this year have been positive. Signings last year have been positive. That old mentality that maybe wasn't working has kind of gone out the door. And if you bring Rashford back in, would that bring it back? Where are you at? 03717 22 3344. Do you want Marcus Rashford back in a Man United shirt?
Liverpool are set to place an opening bid for Bradley Barcola, but what PSG want and what Liverpool are willing to offer at the moment seems quite far away.
Yeah, there's a goal for valuation, but that's normal. PSG's starting position is £145 million. And my information is that in terms of the fixed fee, Liverpool are looking at roughly 80 million, maybe some add-ons on top. But that's the starting point. And knowing this is going to be a difficult negotiation because of PSG's starting position and the fact that they haven't signed Yan Diomande, Liverpool might need to be patient. And my expectation is it might run a similar course to Alexander Isak. And by that, I don't mean the player will agitate and go on strike. But what I do mean is with Alexander Isak, Liverpool placed what they thought was a fair offer early. When it was rejected, they waited until right towards the end of the window and the deal got done in the final hours. And you may note that Newcastle went from not for sale to 125 million, and somewhere in the middle, they were asking for 150 million about 3 weeks before the deal got done. So PSG's starting position, 145, very normal in deals for that to come down by 20 to 25 million. If Liverpool are prepared to go up by 10 or 15 million, suddenly the parties are not that far apart. So the first bid likely testing the water, and then we'll understand whether PSG are grandstanding or they genuinely believe that they can get over £20 million more than the deal that saw Morgan Rogers leave Aston Villa for Chelsea at 117 million.
Saturday session on talkSPORT. I'm Adam Catterall. Ashley Williams is alongside me. Thomas, thank you very much for your WhatsApp here, mate. This is a beauty. We're going to put these on the screen a little bit later on, so if you're watching along on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to see some of these. He's just sent a picture of his retro shirt. I'm guessing this is around 94. Away, Newcastle, all blue. It's a beauty. It's the kit that they wore when Matt Letizia scored some worldies against them at the Dell, when he was doing keep-ups for about 25 minutes and smack one in top corner. Absolutely amazing. We're having a little bit of a retro afternoon, so if you've got a retro shirt, you're sporting a retro shirt this afternoon, you've got one, get him into us on the old WhatsApp, 03717 223344, because we're pitching an idea to the Premier League that for one weekend, they do this in the NFL, don't they? They have a little bit of a retro weekend in the NFL. We want, in the Premier League, at some point this season, just one weekend where they say, right, old school rules. We're going back to 92, the original Premier League season. You've got to wear your team's kit from that particular year. There's no VAR, old school referees. You can foul who you want. You can play properly, basically. Proper football for one weekend this season. Let's see if they take us up on it. 03717 223344. In the meantime, we're going to talk a little bit about Marcus Rashford. Who've we got lined up here? We've got Jill. How are you, Jill? You well?
Hi there, Adam. Hi, Ashley. How you doing?
Very well.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Come on, what do you want to say?
No chance.
Regarding taking Rashford back to Manchester United?
Absolutely no chance. He's burnt that bridge. He blew it at United with his attitude. He's got great talent, but he hadn't performed for over 2 years for me. I couldn't believe he actually got that move to Barcelona in the first place, and he turned it on for a bit. He's on a big salary, and he'll disrupt the dressing room. For me, absolutely no chance. Carrick or no Carrick.
Is that the concern, disrupting the dressing room? Because talent-wise, as Ashley was saying, when he's on it, he is absolutely superb. He could be just what you need.
Yeah, but the key there, Ashley said, is when he's on it.
Yeah.
Like if you look at how he performed, excuse me, if you look at how he performed at United, yeah, he was great for a bit, but then he went off and he didn't perform. He wasn't good at United for over 2 years for me. His attitude was absolutely horrendous. He did disrupt then. He got his move to... How he got moved to Barcelona is beyond me. But he did, and he played, he performed quite well for bits at Barcelona. But for me, no chance. He'll disrupt the dressing room. We need to just sweep that broom. He needs to, go and... We wish him well, go somewhere else and perform. But as far as I'm concerned, absolutely no chance.
Fair enough. Lee, do you go along with that, mate?
100%. 100%. People forget as well, he's cost the club millions and millions. Apart from his own contracts, we went and spent 70 million on him, Bremo, because he wasn't there. And he like the caller previous just said, for 2 years, his head was down, he wasn't trying, he was just jogging around. I think players know it as well when fans stop singing your songs. And I can't remember the last time we sang anything for Marcus Rashford. He burnt his bridges. And what hurts even more is he's a local lad. And like you were saying earlier, that's your dream.
Yeah.
And for me, not a chance. Not a chance.
It kind of goes along with what you were saying before, actually, about that fresh start, that he does... Something needs to happen in order to rekindle. Is it the love? Is that the word that I'm looking for that Marcus Rashford has for football? Because like you say, Barcelona, glimpses there look good. I think in the World Cup, glimpses there look good. Maybe there's a bit of maturity there. He started to grow up a little bit, but according to United fans, there's nowhere back.
Well, you can imagine you have to be so thick-skinned and determined, and I'm going to prove you wrong, to go back in to that Manchester United stadium and get that, because that would be the reaction. There would be a little bit. You can hear that when you're on the pitch. You know if the fans aren't. I've played enough games to know my own fans aren't happy with me at this point in time, and you have to deal with it. Can he deal with it? I don't know. Can he deal with that and push through and prove them wrong?
Yeah.
Until they
takes some type of character, that though, doesn't it?
It's very difficult. Well, can you imagine that? You're in the middle. You're on the pitch. Everything around you.
Your own fans,
grumbling.
Not the away guys.
Yeah,
your own guys.
Your own fans. That's the worst feeling ever. Every mistake you make, it's a grumble. So it'd be tough.
Kenny, how are you, mate? You well?
I'm fine, Aaron. Hi, Ashley. How are you both?
Yeah,
it's a great listen.
Go on, mate. Hang on a minute. First and foremost, pal, are you on board with the retro weekend?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I'm in my 60s and I played amateur football at quite a good level when I was younger. And not to put too fine a point on it, used to kick lumps out of people and get away with it. So I think, I love football in its purest form, but I do love a scrap. And if I'd give a limb to go back for half an hour,
Ken, listen, just to let me clarify. I'm not promoting MMA in the middle of the football pitch, mate. I'm just saying let's go back to the old school rules. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. me and my mates, we did like a ruck. So, but we loved a game of football first, and if it broke into a fight, it was
It was a bonus. It was a bonus on the weekend.
I was young and reckless.
Good lad.
Which I'm not now. It's really about Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
I think the Marcus Rashfords of the world, you saw it, he can't be a bad guy. Look at the charity work he's done. Now, on a purely a football basis, I think he needs a young Alex Ferguson. So these guys tend to, Ashley will know this, the more famous they are, the more sycophantic people gather around them, telling them how marvellous they are all the time and, you're fantastic. And in their own head, someone has to sit them down and say, look, you're going to retire with a lot of money. You can do that now and never work again. How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered with the guy with the talent? Because football's littered with people, talent wasted. There's nothing worse than talent being wasted. If you're not talented, that's fine. If you're talented and you waste it, you have to live with that when you're older. I do think he's a talented boy, but I'm a United fan, he had one good season, really. I think it was 28, 29 goals he scored, and the rest of the time it was fleeting. If you go to United and, the fans can go on your back, you go to a great club like Villa and you're mediocre, you go to Barcelona and you're still not motivated to turn it on. I think when you give a young person that much money that early, you create in the best terms possible, you create a monster, in their own head. That they're better than they actually produce. His talent's not in doubt. His attitude, and I'm not having a pop at the guy. I've never earned that sort of money. I don't know what that does to you. I can't imagine it's a good effect on you, though.
Yeah. I think the majority of United fans are all saying the same thing, aren't they? Talent's there.
Yeah.
It's the application of that talent.
Yeah, and we were all scratching our head. If you're not a Manchester United fan, which I'm not, you want to see him do well. You wonder where that would be, and that's why I would lean towards going abroad.
Yeah,
fresh start. They probably will love him when he walks in. It's just difficult for him to go back now, especially after what he said and what's happened. Difficult for him to go back there and really turn it on. But there's other teams. There's other teams that he could like. I'm looking at that Spurs team, Newcastle maybe.
Newcastle have just lost Anthony Gordon. He could go the other way.
Could be a great signing for both parties. Maybe it's not over for him by any means, but at some point he's got to put it together.
03717 223344. Dave, what are you thinking, mate? Dave, are you there? Dave doesn't fancy it today.
He's gone to get a retro shirt.
Yeah, mate. Imagine. Keep them coming. 03717 223344. We'll finish it with Wayne. Wayne, how are you, mate? You good? Are you there, Wayne?
Howdy. Yeah, I'm good, mate, yeah.
Go on, pal. All yours.
Excellent. Cheers, mate. Marcus Rashford. Before he's accepted by the fans, he's actually got to be accepted by the players and the training staff, because some of those lads were there. I mean, I remember the Luton game. Ross Barkley took the ball away from him, and Ross Barkley is a tugboat of a player, and he ran away from him, and he showed no effort in chasing back for the ball. And for me, that absolutely killed it. He did not show, like you say, we would all die to wear that shirt, and he didn't show any of that passion at all. So, no. I think his first problem is he's got to win over the training staff, the other players, that he can be accepted as part of the team, and only then is he going to get on the pitch, and then he's got to win us, the fans, over afterwards.
How are you feeling about the season ahead, mate, for your lot?
You want to get carried away.
Do it. That's what this part of the season's all about, man. We all get giddy this year, don't we? Go for it.
All right, then. Here we go. Yeah, the one problem we had at the back last year, I think we're great going forward, but we had the first year for a long time, Luke Shaw gave us a full season. He's getting old. If we can get hold of Lewis Hall, that is a good backup. Aidan Heaven, Lenny Yoro are the future, but are they quite there yet? They need that senior head there. Harry Maguire probably will be the man, because De Ligt, Martinez, they're showing us that they're injury prone. Midfield, if we get the old Mason Mount that was at Chelsea, brilliant midfielder. Like I say, Santos, we'll find out what's going with him. Tielemans, I think, is a great buy.
Yeah. Do you have the goals? Who's going to get the goals for you this year?
Well, we've shown it shared around at the front there.
Okay.
And Bruno can score.
What did they get? Did they all get 10 apiece? Did they all get 10 apiece last year?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. And they were finding the feet. They found the feet now. They are a unit going forward. And with Bruno there, you got 4 players that can all hit between 15 and 20 goals each. A few weighed in from defenders. Yeah. But the difficulty we're going to have is we're going to have European games in the middle.
Yeah.
So
you're going to win it, When? Are you going to win it?
I'm 65. I hope to see us win it again before I die. I'm lucky. I saw the Fergie years. I watched 13 titles.
Football's cyclical, man. It always comes back round. It's just a matter of time. That's all it is. Top man, Wayne. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Mate. Cheers.
There you go. Keep them coming. 03717 223344. Lots of thoughts on Rashford. If you're a supporter of a different club, Ashley just mentioned a couple there in Newcastle, Villa, and people like that. Would you take them at yours? Would you take a little bit of a chance on it? Newcastle's an interesting one. Would you take a little bit of a chance on Marcus Rashford coming in and making a difference for you up there in the northeast? Get involved with us, sure. You are listening to the Saturday session on talkSPORT.
Noticed that on social media, Curtis Jones liked the posts where Inter Milan announced Stones as a player.
He's acting like a spoiled brat. I saw his behaviour last night on the pitch.
This was after the friendly.
Yeah, I understand the frustration that you should have got the armband. He's been, he's a scouser. He's been there 20 years. Blah 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 blah. But to act like that and for it to carry on, because it went on for about 2 minutes.
Was it him and Dominic Szoboszlai?
Yeah, he was having a go at Szoboszlai, who handed the armband over, I think, to Tsimikas. And I believe Curtis Jones had the temper tantrum over that. It's just like that behaviour can't happen, not from a graduate from the academy. He's too into himself. So if he wants to go,
is the source of his frustration not so much the captain's armband in a pre-season friendly, it's the fact he wants to leave, is it?
Yeah, okay, so he wants to leave. Well, okay, now Liverpool have to get the best deal for the football club. That's how it works, okay? You don't get to throw your toys out of the pram and do it slowly, knowing him, and then act like that. I just don't understand it. You're playing for one of the biggest football clubs in the world. You came through the system. Behave. Stop. That's all eyes are on you. That's not behind closed doors. That might go on in training and all those things, but you don't want to see that going on actually for millions of people to watch.
And it's not great for Andoni Iraola, fresh in the manager's.
No, and I'm sure he'll move past that. And I think Szoboszlai was asked in the press conference, and he didn't even talk about it. But it's just you hate seeing stuff like that. I really do. I think it's so petulant. Do you know what I mean? So, and then when you're liking Inter Milan's post, okay, we get it. You want to go to Inter Milan, probably last 5 minutes out there.
These are the tunes. Proper stuff. Bit of slap bass on a Saturday afternoon. Yes. We're going to be speaking to Madge in a minute. He's probably in some nightclub somewhere and he's DJing away, getting everybody entertained. He'll be speaking about the mighty Spurs winning their pre-season against Chelsea. We'll get into that in a minute, but right now let's get a Commonwealth Games update from John Cushing. John, how are you, buddy?
I'm very well, thank you. Good afternoon. 19 golds are available at the Athletics here at the Scotstoun Stadium today. And the big one, of course, later is Josh Kerr in the mile, which will really bring the Commonwealth Games Athletics to a climax, we hope, from a home nation's point of view. But also, we've had so many gold medals and action already this morning. In the 4x100 metres, the England team of Elliot Jones, Nick Walsh, Nathaniel Mitchell-Blake and Rommel Glave are through to the final of the men's 4x1. They told me, though, they're going to have to go quicker if they want to win a medal. England's women are into the final. Third in their heat they were. Amy Hunt could come into that team. Scotland are also through as fastest qualifiers. In the men's and women's 400 metres, we've had Nigeria's Samuel Ogozie win the 400 for the men. Only 20 years of age. Nigeria having a really good game, so they're fifth in the medals table overall at the moment. And Sada Williams of Barbados, the defending champion, was beaten by Jamaica's Dejana Oakley in the women's 400. Nathan Maguire did defend his men's 1500 metre T54 title for Team England. Australia won gold, silver and bronze in the women's race walk. So it's all been happening in the athletics. It's happening in the boxing as well. Sasha Hickey won the first boxing gold of these games for England. The 22-year-old from London beat Casey Rock of Northern Ireland in the welterweight final. She's a recent World Cup silver and bronze medalist and now a Commonwealth gold medalist. India won the first two boxing golds of the day, with either Michaela Walsh of Northern Ireland winning her third silver in her fourth games. The second semi of the netball is just underway at the Hydro in Glasgow. New Zealand await the winners of Jamaica, Australia, because England will play for bronze tomorrow after defeat to the Kiwis. And at the Velodrome, it's James Ball and Matt Rotherham of Wales against Scotland's most decorated athlete, Neil Facky, and Aaron Pope in the final of the tandem sprint this evening. Loads more cycling to come. Georgia Holt will be bringing us up to date with that later on in the afternoon. This is the Commonwealth Games. It's live across the talkSPORT network.
Top man, John. My daughter's been absolutely glued to that netball. She was heartbroken when New Zealand beat England, but they'll play for the bronze, like you said, a little bit. I think it's tomorrow that they play for that there, as John was saying. Now then, turning our attention back towards the world of football. Madge, how are you, mate?
Gang?
Whereabouts in the world are you, pal?
I'm in the Balearics, but not in Ibiza. I'm actually in Mallorca, sat on the balcony, supposedly on holiday. Yeah. But you know us, mate. We don't ever do holidays. So, yeah, just having a bit of downtime.
So, you're not playing a gig today? What's the score?
No, I'm actually flying back tonight because I've got talkSPORT tomorrow with Pards. So me and Pards are back on our normal time, on the normal show, The Final Word. Yeah. Missing the boxing tonight, Pierce O'Leary and Mark Chamberlain, which I'm gutted about. One of the boys DJing for me in Dublin tonight. That's going to be a good little bash. I've actually been sat here watching Spurs against Chelsea, actually,
mate,
which has been a lot of fun.
Well, come on then. You're up and running, mate. You've got a little bit of bragging rights over the Chelsea, haven't you? Mr. Tonali's got off and running.
Yeah, correct. Listen, good to see him on the score sheet. He's played very well. Listen, pre-season friendlies don't mean anything. It's getting people up to speed, isn't it? But, you know, obviously everyone loves clipping up Jamie saying Spurs are back and all of that kind of stuff. I'm just very happy that last season's out the way and we're building towards a future. And you know, I said when De Zerbi first came in, I thought he was the wrong man at that time because, you know, we know he's a person that can sort of fall out of people quite quickly. We've seen before, but I thought he was the right man at the wrong time because I really wanted to see him build a squad. And in case Spurs went down at the time, I was a bit worried. But he was the right man. He got the job done. He's been fantastic. I know from hearing from inside the dressing room, they love him. They clearly respect him as well. And I feel like he's building something special. And I hate to say it, you know, because being a Spurs fan, but Arsenal have the model correct with Arteta, don't they? They gave him time, they trusted the process, and they reaped the rewards.
Yeah. What do you make of the De Zerbi appointment at Spurs? Happy with that, Ash?
I felt exactly the same. I was like, listen, if you're a football club and you can get De Zerbi, you take him. But was the timing right? But it's proven to be right now. Excited, just like you're saying. What is he gonna go and build this? What is he gonna build now? You feel like if he gets the time. I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it, but I'm hesitant to say it. But Spurs might go on. Spurs might go on and be the club that we feel that they are.
Yeah,
that's Ash is bang on there. It's the hesitance because we've seen the false dawns so many times before, but the difference is that we've seen Catman is this backing of the manager in the transfer window. He's told them what they want and what he needs, and they've been getting it right so far.
Mate, he got a bit lippy the other day, didn't he? He says that you've still got more to come. You're going for a bomber. You're going for. He's going to drop a big one. You're not seen nothing yet.
I know. Could it be the return of Harry? Now, I've been calling for it for ages. I apologise to him because I was upset when he left because I loved him. I was so in love with him. And I still am. I love him, right? You know, everyone talks about this lack of, you know, a forward in world football right now.
Yeah.
For me, I know people try and question him, you know, especially after the Argentinian game, whatever. Oh, he doesn't turn up in big moments. Forget all that. Harry Kane is a superstar, world-class footballer. And at the end of the day, you look at what he's achieved in Munich with winning the league with them, etc. Obviously, there's this, you know, could he go and win the Champions League with them? I don't feel that they can, personally. So then does he look at home and go, have I got unfinished business with Spurs? And can I go?
You're getting romantic, Madge. You're getting romantic.
And can I go and beat Alan Shearer's record? Because at the end of the day, he's got the England record, hasn't he?
Fair.
He's got, you know, all of these records out there. And H is someone that, you know, he always likes to try and outdo himself. I'd love to see it, you know. Come home, give him 400 grand a week or whatever. Just do it. Get it done. You know, that would be ideal because at the end of the day, what we're building behind him, you know, the project that De Zerbi could sell to him would be quite exciting. But again, as Ash said, the hesitance, the false dawns, etc., it all going wrong within 18 months is not what we want to see happen. But like I said, you look at Arsenal, the way they started with Arteta, etc., that, you know, the first proper season they had, I think that's when they lost to Brentford on the open evening, etc.
Yeah.
They went on to win the league. These managers need time. And, you know, we've seen it with Eddie Howe leaving Newcastle over the last week or so, the way that the players revered him, etc. And, you know, I'm sure Newcastle fans are gutted to see him go. Managers need time.
That would be an unbelievable statement if they went and got Harry Kane and brought him back to Spurs.
Can you imagine? The fan base would be buzzing. Surely they'd all, hang on a sec, they would all be buzzing, right? They wouldn't be like, there wouldn't be a bit still bitter about it.
Nah. We're over it, Ash.
He's still your guy. He's still your guy, yeah?
At the end of the day, right, he went there, he's got that sort of thing off his back about, he hasn't won anything. Ironically, he went and won the Europa League when he wasn't there. Him seeing Sonny have that Spurs moment as well, you know, he needs that moment at Spurs. He deserves that moment at Spurs, even if it's a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup or something. It would be lovely. Of course, people listening to me as well from other teams would be, you're dreaming. Why would he leave Munich to go to Spurs? At the end of the day, as I said before, it is an exciting project, and we're not going to be in the market for those top players because there's no relationship or love between that player and that club. That's the only way that we can sort of get Harry back, if there's some kind of, you know what, this could be the time. He's got a young family, they're growing up now. Perhaps it's time even in terms of a personal reason. And of course, you know, there's this De Zerbi thing. And at the end of the day, if De Zerbi can go and get Tonali to go, do you know what? I'll have a bit of Spurs, of course. You know, as Gabby's mentioned, the wages, etc. People have gone there for the money. I don't care. As long as they're buying into what the manager wants and want to be at that club, I'm in.
Speaking of money, would you take Rashford?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he's someone that could thrive under a De Zerbi. And, you know, Ash will know even better than us. A manager who seems to have control of the dressing room and respect. You know, these players that are often branded as, oh, you know, they're a bit reckless or they, you know, they've got their own thing. They like to go out and that. Actually, think De Zerbi could manage someone like Rashford.
Yeah, I do think he'd be the perfect man. I think he'd be the manager that you get that gets the best out of him. If he can't do it, then I don't think it can be done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he's
Correct.
ran out of managers at that point because he's had a lot of different types of managers. De Zerbi seems like he's in control of everything. Someone mentioned before, like a young Sir Alex. I'm not saying they're the same, but the same sort of controls everything within the club.
And we've lacked that in football in recent times, haven't we? With too many chefs and too many voices, and I think that's what Spurs have definitely lacked in recent times. And you know, figureheads who are strong, who are going to take the stance. And you know, as he said, the first thing he said when he came to the football club is, if you do not want to be at this football club, leave. Don't care who you are.
Yeah, love that.
And I'm so with him on that one. And again, it was a controversial move at the time when he was at Marseille, but even with someone like Greenwood, you know, having him involved in the footballing again and managing that situation. As I said, it's controversial. I've got my own opinions on it, etc. But, you know, that's a difficult situation to manage, and he managed that. As I said, you know, people often go, oh, Spurs fans go over the top. I'm just excited to see what next season brings. Who knows what it will bring? You know, I would love to see, you know, a top 10 to European finish. That's a really realistic target. A European finish would be amazing. Here's my romantic story for you, Catman.
Go on.
This is the romantic story.
Yeah,
Ready
I
for
love
it?
this. Go on.
Spurs get into the Europa League places next season. Whether it's this season or next, Harry Kane comes home and we were in the Europa League with Harry.
Okay.
That's a realistic target, I think.
There you go. Are you a man for a retro shirt, by the way?
Oh, I love a retro shirt. I've got a load of retro England and Spurs ones at home.
What's the piece de resistance in your Spurs collection, mate?
The best Spurs one's got to be the Glenn Hoddle one from the 80s.
Oh, you've gone all the way back.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, that's a classic. I do love the purple 94-95 away shirt, which always reminds me of Jurgen Klinsmann away at Sheffield Wednesday. With the Klinsmann dive. That was a great shirt. But one of my favourites, of course, has got to be the England red 1966 jersey, which I actually wore in a performance on Big Brother's Little Brother when we were performing Me, Boy Better Know, when we had in the VIP out back in the day. So I wore it on national TV, and they told me to cover the 3 lines, and I said, no way am I covering it. Forget your policies. I'm repping it. So, yeah.
Respect, Madge. Listen, tomorrow, you're back on the radio with Parge, yeah?
I'm back on the radio with Pards. I'm looking after your show next Friday as well with Coley.
Good
so
man.
I'm going to be on the sports bar Monday, Thursday, and Friday as well. So you've got a lot of Madge, man. A lot of Spurs, probably.
In between all that, how many flights have you got to various decks around the world?
Oh, about 4, 5, 6 because of returns.
But,
Yeah.
mate, listen. You enjoy the rest of the afternoon, mate. Get a bit of a rest in.
Top man, mate.
Tomorrow will be full on.
Have a great show, guys.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you.
There you go. Madge on the radio tomorrow, right here on talkSPORT with Alan Pardew. Keep your calls coming in, 03717 22 33 44. You're listening to talkSPORT.
I mean, I wake up every morning now feeling so lucky that Unai Emery's still there.
Yeah.
Because people laugh about these FSR, whatever they're called, financial fair play rules. They're a joke. Look at Aston Villa, right? Finish in the top 4, win the Europa League, and then your best player, Morgan Rogers, leaves. Why can't Aston Villa keep hold of their best players and then say, we're going to get to spend 150 mil like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and then why can't we go and challenge for the title? These rules, they're there to keep the so-called top 6 there.
Yeah.
And this season coming, the so-called top 6, they call it, will finish in the top 6. I'm sure of it.
Gab,
Aston Villa, with what they're able to bring in, I'm going to be able to challenge.
Gab, I've
Don't
had
be
a
surprised.
conversation with you.
This time last year, that Unai Emery this time next year, we'll be lucky to have Unai Emery as the manager because it's great on every manager.
Gab, I've had a conversation with you before, and I've said that if a big club like Manchester United comes in for your manager or players, they'll leave. And you're like, no, that would never happen. How's Yuri Tillemans working out for you?
Yeah, but that's a release clause, isn't it? That's a stupid release clause of 35 million.
Could have stayed.
No, I agree. I don't blame him. He's 29. He's won. He scored a great goal in the final Europa League. Manchester United are a bigger club than Aston Villa. I understand why players would leave Aston Villa, but what I'm saying, Andy, is how, if it's Everton in a few years, if it's Sunderland, whoever it is that wants to try and break into that top four and try and do amazing things as a football club, you're restricted.
Let's be honest, we've all found ourselves raging at a referee's decision at some stage. This feel familiar?
That is an absolutely shocking decision.
They've got a case in that it was a bad decision. It's such a poor decision.
Yeah, I think he's just made a bad decision in that instance.
But what does it take to get to the very top of football refereeing? Every referee starts with their county FA. It's a simple training course and you can take it as soon as you hit your 14th birthday. Once you've done that, you have to go through at least 11 hours of face-to-face training. You'll then graduate as a Level 7 official, which means you can take charge of county-level games. But hold your horses, there's still a long way to go to get to the Premier League. Your next step is to spend a year each at Levels 6, 5 and 4. This covers the top of the amateur game. Only at Level 3 do you start doing Northern Counties or Isthmian League level games, for example. If you've done this all quickly, you can reach Level 2 and ref your first National League match after, I don't know, 6 years? After getting enough experience at that level, you can apply to be a referee in the EFL. There's an interview, people watching you do games, and then, if the EFL are happy, you'll be granted a Level 1 licence to ref in games in League 2 and above. Now, they don't just say on you go to the Premier League, you have to work your way up through the divisions. Only after years of hard work and refereeing on cold Tuesday nights in Stoke can you be considered to do matches in some of Europe's very best stadiums. Now, who was the youngest to reach the very top? It was actually Michael Oliver. He reffed his first Premier League match in 2010 at the tender age of just 25. So if you want to follow in his footsteps, crack on. It'll only take you roughly a decade, thousands of hours of work and an incredibly thick skin. In total, there are 37,000 registered referees across England, but the PGMOL has only deemed 21 good enough for the top flight. That means there's not even a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll even make it in. Obviously, referees can make mistakes, but when you think about it, having a go at them is kind of like slating a brain surgeon.
On DAB Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. Strap yourself in. It's Destination Football.
Wonderful delivery that time.
The Saturday session on talkSPORT. The intensity, the inspiration, and the furious indignation.
High into the air. It's in!
The Saturday session on talkSPORT.
Nice relaxing Saturday afternoon, whatever you're up to. I hope you're having a cracker, and thank you very much for your company here on talkSPORT. It is the Saturday session. I'm Adam Catterall. It is a pleasure to be with you. It's a pleasure to be with Ashley Williams as well, talking about all sorts of bits and bats. Lots in the transfer window. We've even had a little go at Gianni Infantino earlier on. But mainly, we're trying to pitch this idea to the Premier League where we want a retro weekend. We're down tools for a week. And everybody goes full retro. Rules of 1992, kits of 1992, boots of 1992. In fact, we've even put a little cherry on top of this that maybe players from the 90s, just one per team, we bring them on as a sub. You know what I mean? Like, like we have a way with Cantona, have a way with him, bring him back in, and he just plays like 10 minutes at the end for Man United or something like that. 03717 22 3344. Retro weekend in the Premier League. Get stuck in. On the top of that, seeing as that Ash was sharing his shirt collection, he's been showing me a few pictures. You've got the Okocha Nigeria shirt, which is an absolute banger. You've got a couple of AC Milans in the collection as well.
Ruud Gullit, Dutch one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You're
obviously the Ronaldo.
Which Ronaldo, though?
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So from the, what was it, the Korea World Cup? Remember that? What was that one?
So you've gone 2002 there. Did you have anything slightly earlier? Because you were telling me earlier on that you had the 94 Bebeto type vibe.
Yeah, with the free badges in the middle. And what I was telling you is, if anyone, there's got to be more people out there with it, and when you put it on, you are just a good football player. Like, even if you're not.
Instant.
Yeah.
You instant become Romario.
Yeah, a Mascanada's playing in the background, you're just good in the back garden. It just transforms you.
Do you know when you got the, let's say, between 98 and 2002 Brazil kits, which is obviously R9 time, did you do keep-ups in an airport at any point in your life? Everybody did, didn't they? Everybody at least tried it a little bit.
I've got to be honest, I didn't take the football into the airport, but in my head I could do those things. Oh, and the dressing room one was one as well. Do you remember?
Great advert.
Where were they?
Nike had it nailed then, didn't they?
Yeah, it was so good. You just loved football. Loved it.
That's when football was good. When it was proper. 03717 22 3344. Are you ready for this? We've put together a little bit of a montage of all the pictures that have been sent our way so far. So if you're watching us on the YouTube channel right now, the late great Ricky Hatton's on there in a City shirt. Blackburn Rovers popping up there. That's a cracker. The old the Arsenal one.
Oh, good one.
The Diodora. Italia, I would say
94, was it?
Yeah, that's around that. That reminds me of Donadoni. Do you know when you see shirts like this, it reminds you of certain players? Yeah. That Liverpool shirt that's just gone past is pure Stan Collymore for me.
Yeah, I had that one as well, yeah.
What, that Cough shirt there?
The Liverpool one.
Oh, the Liverpool
Sorry, Evan.
Sheringham. Oh, these are belting. Beautiful. Keep them coming. Do you know something? With all due respect to the person that sent in that Blackburn Rovers one.
No, I know what you're going to say.
It looks a bit snide. I don't think you've got that from an authentic retailer, I'll be honest. Because the collar, I can't remember Rovers having that collar. It's a very different collar when we won the Premier League, that Essex McEwen's lager job. Beautiful. My favourite one out of all them, I mean, there's some serious collections knocking about here. My favourite one out of all them that's currently doing the rounds on our YouTube channel is that blue Newcastle shirt. I think it's around 94-ish. Something like that, 95.
Kind of like that yellow and blue Arsenal one.
It's a beauty.
JVC.
Yeah, it's a beauty, that, isn't it? It's a cracking away kit. That's there you go. That one there. That's the one that's I like.
McEwen's.
Yeah. Oh, that new West Ham one, John Moncur.
That's John Moncur. It is, isn't it? It really is.
I love it when you see a shirt like that and it takes you down memory lane. 03717 22 3344. Come on, keep them pinging in on the old WhatsApp and we'll get you up on our YouTube channel. We've been speaking quite a lot over the last day or so about John Stones' move to Inter Milan. Great move for him, mate. I think he'll do. Really, really well there. Obviously, I think the big thing, obviously, at the back of his City career was injuries and whether he could maintain his body for the high pace of the Premier League. I think maybe just not taking a step down in level because it's not that. He's going to be playing European football, just a step down in pace so that hopefully he can recover a bit better.
And you quite often see defenders in Serie A playing for longer at the top level. So you would guess that would probably suit his body at the minute. But I think he proved in this World Cup that he still is one of the top defenders in world football.
You ready for a harsh conversation on him?
Yeah. Well, you did say it was a relaxed afternoon, but let's go.
Well, this has started with our producer, right? Because he does this all the time. He just randomly shouted out, John Stones, is he in the top 10 centre-halves in Premier League history? Top 10 centre-halves of Premier League history. My initial thought was absolutely. Now, listen, John Stones for me is a Rolls Royce. Sensational footballer, brilliant, obviously, Everton into Manchester City when we're talking Premier League. That performance that he put in the Champions League final, absolute mustard. So I've got this affection with John Stones being right up there. And plus, I met him a couple of times at the boxing, and he's a top lad, right? He comes across as a top kid. But then you start writing names down from the Premier League era. It becomes a little bit more difficult, doesn't it, really, to shoehorn somebody into a top 10. This is your position, mate, right? You understand this role, you understand this position.
Top 10.
Does he make your top 10?
No.
You're harsh, mate.
No.
You're a harsh man.
But no, and that's not to say that he's not an excellent centre-back, but when you start going back through it,
yeah,
he can't. Would you reel off some names?
Go for it, man.
You've got the obvious.
All right, then. Give me 9. Give me 10 better than him. Give me 10 better than him. Go
on. Vidic.
Right, yeah.
Yapstam.
Right.
John Terry.
Is this in any order, you?
Yeah, just any order.
Okay.
Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Vincent Kompany.
Oh, yeah.
I've got one on my list there.
Where are you at with Ledley King?
Yeah, Ledley King. That was the next one I was going to say.
Okay. Where are you at with Virgil? You pausing? Why are you pausing? Liverpool fans will be on you, man.
I had this yesterday. I know. I've got to go. Okay, he goes above John Stones. He goes above John Stones.
Okay.
Tony Adams.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Adams, John Stones.
Mate, I'm not doubting it. I've sighed because you're right, Tony Adams
This
is absolutely...
is how I feel about it. It sounds so harsh.
Right, you've named 9. Right, so we've got one more. Can you name one more centre-half to keep him
I
out
can
the top
see your
10?
list there, and there's 2 that are standing out.
Go on then.
Desai.
Yeah, all right.
Carvalho.
But Carvalho was awesome.
He was so good. And we forget about him, how good he was.
Carvalho was awesome. Him and that partnership they had with Terry. When you look at Desai, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Desai Premier League compared to Desai outside Premier League, but he was still mustard.
I've still got to put him in there, I think.
Okay.
But listen, if I'm not gonna sit here and argue for 3 hours about John Stones not being in the top 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not against it. I'm just giving you names that I think should be there before him.
You're such a diplomatic man.
Well, I'm
Paul McGrath.
Oh, just, do you know what I mean? He's in before him, isn't he? He is in before him.
The Paul McGrath story is amazing. Never didn't train, dodgy knees, just rocked up on a Saturday and did the business and pocketed people.
Ledley King.
Yeah.
Rolls Royce. Just roll him out and he plays. Brilliant.
Sammy Appiah?
Not sure. He's
Sammy Appiah was good. He was good.
But it's Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister.
Pallister was a tremendous centre half. No, that's no disrespect to Steve Bruce. I've jumped over you, but
did you go in Pallister over Steve?
I go Pallister over Bruce. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. As a footballer, yeah. I think he was a fantastic footballer, Gary Pallister.
I think that's probably about John Stones is in
that mix.
Yeah, we can't start going. We can't go deeper than that. I don't think.
So he's top 20.
Yeah.
Okay,
really?
Maybe top 15, but we're just outside top 10. That's a good effort.
Yeah.
30 years of Premier League. You know what I mean? He's done it right
that's
there,
what I mean. Like, it sounds
nearly 35
it
years.
sounds like you're being like harsh and disrespectful, but not at all. Just unbelievable football player, and still is. But I think if we have to do the list, he just falls out of the top 10.
Now, I'm going to dig you out here. Who's the best centre half that you've played with?
Oh,
you're going to upset one of your mates here now, pal.
No. Do you know best centre half I played with? I'm going to go with. This is really harsh because I liked them, most of them. But
I liked most of them.
I'll go Ben Davies.
Really?
Yeah, Ben Davies, very good football player, and obviously
as a centre back. Yeah, we're going to say
we played back 3 for a while, so he was left side of a back 3.
Yeah, okay.
But you put it's difficult. Gary Monk was brilliant for Swansea through all the leagues and in the Premier League. Chico Flores was brilliant.
That's interesting that because when I hear Ben Davies' name, I always think left back.
Yeah, and I get that. But for us, he was just one of 3 centre backs.
Okay.
So, but as the middle centre back, he's the one that you want on your. If you're looking right and he's behind you, he's going to be exactly where he's supposed to be, communicating with you. No frills, great on the ball.
Did he play that position then as a youngster? Because that's a difficult thing to do, especially when you go into international football, to come from a wide position. I know it's kind of like an inside wide position, but for him to understand positionally where to be all the time.
No, because when he came through at Swansea, he came in as a left back.
Yes.
Wales played a back 3, but now when he plays for Wales now, he's centre back in a back 4, so he can quite easily play left back or centre back. He's left side centre back for Wales
talent.
now.
That's talent to understand those two positions
player.
like that.
Good, look, he's one that he's going to be on no one's list about anything. No one thinks about him, and I'm telling you, he's
just
a
steady pro
player. Yeah, real good player.
There you go, a little bit of insight. 03717 223344. I'm not going to ask you to ring in about that because everybody will have their own takes on centre halves.
I wonder if we've missed any real glaring obvious centre backs though.
Elite. I don't think we have we? The best centre-backs in Premier League history. Listen, you've named them. Rio, Vidic, Terry, Stam, Virgil, Sol, Ledley King, Company, Adams, Carvalho, Desailly, McGrath, Ippier. Obviously, John Stones were thrown in there because of this conversation. If we've missed anybody, chuck it our way. 03717 223344. You listen to talkSPORT.
Up and said you got 10 players better than John Stones.
I said all time. I didn't say Prem, but let's stick to Prem. All right, let's do this.
Go on.
Virgil van Dijk, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Vincent Company.
Yeah,
that's 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we going Tony Adams?
Ooh, yeah.
No,
you're not gonna say.
No, but go on.
I would.
Campbell.
I'd do Sol Campbell, defo.
And I'm a Tottenham
Sol
fan.
Campbell, come on, Jamie.
Keep going.
I'm going Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh. Gary Pallister.
Carvalho.
Mate, come on.
Carvalho.
Don't help him. Why are you helping him? Carvalho's not better than John Stones.
Carvalho. Ricardo Carvalho.
Jamie, hear me
give
out.
me a break, man.
On his day, prime to prime, 1 game for a final, Ledley King.
Yeah, Ledley King. What, you telling me Ledley King? Oh, come on, Jamie.
Listen, Jamie, not the career, but for 1 game in his prime.
I watched John Stones playing the Champions League final.
I know he was unbelievable.
He was unbelievable. So let's.
I hear it, but
come on.
I think, I heard.
You can't be putting Ledley King above John Stones. He's won 6 Premier League titles.
Phil Jagielka, mate. Phil Jagielka.
Holy shut up, mate. Come on.
I mean, mate, Jamie.
Jolyon Lescott.
I would go as far as to say if Jan Vertonghen and Alderweireld played in that City team, they might have won the same honours.
Gary Cahill.
They would have won the same honours.
He's on Gary Cahill's level.
You're just making a lot of noise, Cole.
I've seen JT, Rio, these boys I mentioned, Steph, every season winning something.
Sol Campbell was probably the best of them all.
I would say Rio number 1, Virgil number 2, Company number 3, and out of them, John Terry last.
I would put John Stones very close to Rio Ferdinand.
I would normally go like Van Dijk just because of how big and strong and powerful he is, and he's just great. It's either him or it's Company.
I'm just going to put one name before him, which might surprise a few people, and that'd be Ledley King.
Rio Ferdinand and John Terry, they're the ones they're the marker. Anyone who says Van Dijk, get out my face. Get out my face.
I love it. This is the beautiful thing about talkSPORT. Opinions, and you're more than welcome to come and join us on it. 03717223344. There's a few people, actually. Oof. At one point, Jonathan Woodgate was absolutely mint, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had a good little run. And cultured. Like before that was a thing.
Yeah. And then, obviously, the Madrid thing happened, injuries happened, and it kind of went in a different direction. But there was one point where he was absolutely superb. Where are you at with Saliba now?
I really like him, but he's got a bit of work to do to get anywhere near that conversation. But I do think he has the potential to be in that.
Okay, I'm just looking at some of the names that people.
That's a good pairing at the minute, them two.
Very good. He's out injured though at the moment, so that's going to be interesting to see how Arsenal start the season. Right, let's get to the phone, shall we? I tell you who's going to be all over the John Stones train. Jackie, how are you?
Oh, Catman, I'm recovering. You know I've had cancer, don't you? I've got cancer.
I do. How are you getting on?
Not too bad. I've got to go back to Manchester because off the PET scan they found something in my abdomen, but I'm just hoping it's something serious. But I'm struggling a bit, but I'm getting there.
Listen, you're a fighter, mate. You'll be fine. You'll get there. You'll get there. Just trust in what them doctors are telling you. Do what they're telling you, and you'll be sorted.
Catman, they're amazing over at MRI. They're so good with me, you know. I had my major up and I've had a lot of scans. But hey-ho, we plod on and we just have to stay positive and strong, don't we?
Absolutely. And obviously a new manager and some new players is obviously putting a bit of a smile on your face, getting ready for the new season, yeah?
Yeah, I got my season card yesterday, so I'm ready. And City have actually said that I can go in a wheelchair because I can't walk very much at the moment for away games, so they put me on the list for that. So
you'll still be causing trouble in your wheelchair, right? I'll be looking out for you then.
I don't drink anymore, Catman, you know.
Well, you've got to stay off that when you're having your treatment, mate. You can't be on the booze.
I know, because my liver as well. Anyway, let's get on to the John Stones.
Is he the greatest centre-half that the Premier League's ever seen?
I won't say he's the greatest, but he's definitely up there.
Go on.
Because
give me a number. What is he? Top 10?
Oh, God, definitely. Definitely top 10.
Right,
yeah,
go on.
100%.
Top 5?
Yep.
Right, top 3?
I don't really know. I'd put Vinny Company in there as well, and so Campbell. You know what I'm saying? I mean, over the years...
So you've got 2 City lads at top 5, right? Go on then. And who's your other 3?
I don't know, Catman. I haven't got time.
What do you mean? You just rang in to say definitely top 5. You got, I don't know who's above him. I'm not bothered. I love the state. You've just come for a statement, haven't you?
Excuse me, I can't help it. I'm coughing. Let me go and get some water. Yeah, at the end of the day, right, John Stones is definitely in top 5. When, like I said to the producer who rung me, when he came to City, obviously everybody said, 50 million for John Stones, 50 million for this and that. But John Stones has proved his worth over the 9 years he's been at City, or 10 years.
Yeah.
Because under Pep, he actually played, he could play in the midfield as well.
Yeah.
And that block against Liverpool was absolutely amazing.
On the line, when he legged it back on the line, when you beat him 2-1.
Oh, God, yeah. And then against Real Madrid, when we won 4-0, in the Champions League, he was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that John got so injury prone, because I really believe now that Buzanov is going to really shine for City next season.
Yeah, he's rapid, isn't he? Young lad. He's looking like he's going to go on to be a good player. Is Kusanov. But when you think of John, right? Do you think similarly to how you think about Ledley King? Injuries.
Yeah.
If you'd got more of him, maybe the opinion might be slightly different.
Yeah. So if he was playing more, do you know what I mean? If he was there, because all the other people, the main ones, like even Virgil van Dijk, week in, week out, is on the pitch, always playing.
And listen, with Virgil, that were a bad knee injury. For him to come back and hit the levels that he's hitting is very, very impressive.
Then it's just... He said, but I'm starting to feel a little bit bad now about John Stones. But it is what it is. Brilliant player. By the way, For the price that he cost.
Yeah.
What would he cost now if he was like
At that
23,
prime.
24 now?
Plus, you made a good point there in the break that how many of these centre-halves that we're mentioning, how many of them could have done the role that he did in that Champions League final that Pep asked him to do, where he floated from centre-half to midfield? There's probably only Rio, really.
Yeah.
And listen, and a fit led the king, maybe?
Yeah, as I said, just the versatility, again, is another feather in his hat. Great player, really good. And also, Pep was brilliant for him. He was brilliant for Pep. Just worked.
Mark, how are you, mate? You good?
Guys, how you doing?
Very well, Mark. Come on, pal. What's your argument, mate? Who've you got in the locker here?
Right, so my thunder was stolen a little bit because I told your producer, Jonathan Woodgate, and then while I was on hold, I heard someone mention him.
Yeah.
Not just for obviously that spell at Leeds, which then led to his move to Newcastle, Madrid, but when he come back to my team, Tottenham, he helped us win the League Cup in 2008, partnering Ledley.
Yeah.
So while I was listening to Jackie, a couple of other names. One, I don't know if it's been mentioned, but not for technical ability, but for longevity and availability. Jamie Carragher, however many games he played for Liverpool, staying fit.
This is no disrespect. This is no disrespect to Jamie. He's an old school centre half. If it's there, I'm tackling it. If it's in the sky, I'm headering it. You know what I mean? The word defence, Jamie nails it.
Of course. I agree. Yeah. I mean, he's not a ball player, is he? So he can't compare to Stones in that sense. And a more obscure one, which you guys might, will remember, being similar ages to me, but a lot of the younger audience won't. Gary Pallister, similar sort of era to Tony Adams.
Yeah, what a player.
258 Premier League appearances, 2 doubles, 2 FA Cups, and I know the youth of today seem to think football didn't exist before the Premier League, but he made about 160 appearances for United as well in the late 80s and early 90s, won the Cup Winners' Cup. So, yeah, just another shout-out to sort of my childhood there.
Mate, I completely agree. But you mentioned the partnership of him and Bruce.
Yeah.
It was mustard in the early 90s, but Pallister, for such a tall guy, he was really, really good on the ball. London, how are you, mate? You good?
Happening.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Long time. How are you, sir?
Very well, my man. Welcome to the show, pal. What do you want to say?
Oh, I just want to say, look, the top 10 that Ashley gave, you can't argue with it. But there's one I would like to squeeze in, and it's definitely better than John Stones, mate.
Go on.
Lucas Radebe.
Lucas Radebe. Yeah. Do you know something? Yeah, he could play. Listen, I don't know if you're saying he's definitely better than Stones. Listen, he was good.
To me, better than Stones, man. The man could defend. You could play. You could play as well.
Not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. He was good, mate. A leader for Leeds, no doubt about that. But
and look how much they got him for. They got him for what? Leeds bought him for hundreds of thousands or something. And you look at the defender became. Jonathan Woodgate became a better defender alongside him. He guided Jonathan Woodgate when he was young. And you look at it, he was Leeds captain. How many Africans come to this country and captain the top side like Leeds?
Mate, you're making a good argument. You're making a good argument here, London, right? You know what I mean? I thought I had you on toast there for a second, but geez, man, you're making a good argument. We've got Jonathan here. Not actually Jonathan Woodgate. Different. Yeah, we've got a different Jonathan. How are you, pal?
Hello, lads. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, Sam, man. What are you up to this afternoon?
Well, I'm just just enjoying the sun for a change. So I'm gonna.
Hey, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Have a pint. Yeah, exactly.
All right, you're making us jealous now. There, go on, lad. What?
Well, as one lad, you've all. I listen to this show a lot. You all talk about central defenders. There's one lad that never comes up, and I don't get why. So he's won the lot. He's won the Prem, Champions League, won the lot, multiple European finals.
Right, wait a minute. We're going to guess this person. Yeah. We're going to guess this person, right? So he's won the lot. Go on, then. Tell me what he's won.
The lot. Never fit Champions League. He's won 1 Champions League. He's been in 3 European finals, Prem League, FA Cup, won the lot, League Cup, European World Cup, Super Cup, all that sort of.
He's won the World Cup.
Club World Cup.
Thiago Silva.
World Cup. No, he's a good player though.
Maybe, yeah.
So this lad, right? He never comes up in any of the chat, and I've watched him week in, week out. So I'll tell you, player sometimes better than another lad that he played centre back with, and cost £0. So if that's coming into it, and the biggest one, stats wise, I'll say the name, and you'll be like, And then I'll go, right, look at Adams and Bold, you look at Vidic and Ferdinand, Terry and Carvalho, he blows them all out of the water because him and his partner, statistically, go and look it up, are the best Premier League defensive pairing on record.
Right,
So,
right.
Who is it? Who is it?
Well, give me the club.
Oh, it's easy. You'll get it if you get the club. He's 6'5", 6'6".
Give me the club.
Not in Liverpool.
6'5", 6'6".
Yep. Not Sammy. Not big Sammy. Played with Virgil. It's what I mean. It's not on anyone's radar. Like, in fact, I said Liverpool. You should be like, yeah, big Joel Matip. Tell me why he never features.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Like, you lads go on about Campbell Adams, and I love Campbell. I'm not, I think Sol Campbell's an absolute monster. John Terry, I hear he's good. Carvalho, brilliant.
So would you have Joel Matip in the top 10 best centre-halves?
100%. 100. What? How could you not? So if you're going to go on value, you go, he costs 0. Yeah? You're going to go titles won. That's the other one that gets thrown around. He's won the lot, right? Then you go with stats. He's better than...
Look, his mic dropped it. He's just... I think his phone just cut off there. Unbelievable. Would you have had Joel Matip?
Gobsmacked.
Would you have had Joel Matip?
Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. I take into account all what he just said, but my eyes tell me different. No way.
Let us know.
No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it not one bit. No chance.
03717 22 33 44.
Staying with Liverpool, there are some reports that they have now made a formal offer worth £100 million for Bradley Barcola. I reported a couple of days ago that Barcola wanted to make the move to Anfield, but you've not been too inspired by this possibility.
No, I'm with Jamie Carragher in the camp that I saw him the other day talking about it. We have like 3-4 left wingers already, players who can play there. We need to fill the void by Salah. Frimpong was meant to help with that, but we know he's got medical injury issues last year and not quite what we like to see out wide right when he did play. We need a right winger. It's concerning. And we're going out and we're getting another pacey player who plays on the left majority of the time. So unless Rio's going to get put on the right, square pegs, round holes, all that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't love it because of the money. If he was 60, 70 million, and I get it, he's not. Yeah. You think, okay, it's a no-brainer. Then you maybe sell Gapco and you clear up some space on the left and you still go get a right winger. But Liverpool right now are playing with one centre-back and the other centre-back on one leg. So, they've got issues. McAllister's going to come back. He was a shadow of himself last year. They need some help in central midfield. Potentially need a right-back because really we haven't got a right-back. Frimpong's obviously going to play in
Joe
there,
Gomez is now going to miss the start of the season.
Yeah, that's Joe Gomez. God bless him. He could have been a world-class defender, but obviously injuries have stopped that. So Liverpool have got a lot of holes to fill. So, and you got to start a right wing to fill Mo Salah's, departure. So it does concern me that we're going down this rabbit hole where we might end up paying, I don't know, like the Weirds money, you overpay, and then does the player adapt to the Premier League, and is it another bad signing? And it's frustrating for me.
Bryan Adams' iconic hit, Summer of '69, that you can hear there, has been crowned Britain's greatest summer anthem in a new nationwide poll. It's beaten, what's it beaten here? It's beaten Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine. It's beaten the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun, Beach Boys, Good Vibrations. Is this the ultimate summer tune?
I can't disagree with that.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being deadly serious. Yeah.
This just reminds me of like silver weddings and like 50th birthdays and stuff.
Though. That's just what it is, though, isn't it? Weddings in the summer, summer of '69. What? Give me one then. That you
see,
over that.
When I think summer, music connected to summer, I go back to the mid '90s, right, when the likes of Britpop was doing its thing and buzzing, and The Day We Caught the Train by Ocean Colour Scene is my summer tune.
That's because you're northern, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Everyone down south's going, what?
But mate, when the first bar of that tune kicks in, it's summer.
It's a great song, but it's not bigger than that, is it?
No, I'm not saying it's bigger than it.
Just okay.
It's the way, it's the way that they framed it. The greatest summer anthem of all time.
Well, it is an anthem.
Yeah, it's an anthem. Is it a summer anthem? I don't know. Listen, if people want to argue with me about it, you're more than welcome. 03717 222234. Do you remember Dodgy? Good enough. Good enough for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a summer tune, man. That makes you feel like, I'm on my way to the beach. That doesn't make you feel like you're going to the beach, summer of '69, does it?
You could be going to like any beach, but I feel like I'm in America with one of them American cars, top down, few beers.
Yeah?
Yeah. Even though I'm not. I'm in
69.
Margate or somewhere.
Get your calls in, 03717 223344. Where you at with Sylvan Distan, centre halves?
Oh, no, but not in that. Not in the
top 20?
No, William Gallas.
Good.
No, not
Joseph Yobo. I remember him being really good he was good for a period of time, was Joseph Yobo. There's quite a few people reacting to the shout of Joel Matip.
I bet they are.
I won't tell you what the reaction is because it's unfair on Joel himself. A few suggestions for Gary Cahill coming in.
Oh, I forgot about him. He
solid.
Listen, he was good. Yeah, he was good.
Very solid. Kev, how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
Very well indeed, Kev. What's going on with your afternoon?
Well, I'm just about to play golf, but I had to pull over, and I can't believe one or two of your shows on talkSPORT recently have gone through this centre half scenario, and I can't believe a radio station of this stature has not mentioned. Well, I certainly haven't mentioned this guy's name. He played for two of the biggest clubs in the country.
I know what you're going to say. I can tell with your accent. I know what you're going to say.
He played for the World Cup. He's known goddamn B6. Paul McGrath, mate. I cannot believe he's not been mentioned.
We mentioned him earlier on today's show, mate. You must have been pulling over.
Apologies. I couldn't have been listening. I only turned on about 10 minutes ago.
We were comparing him. We were comparing him and talking to him in the same bracket as a Ledley King, a lad that didn't train at all, dodgy knees, rocked up on Saturday and was sensational.
Absolutely, and he could play in midfield.
Yeah, he was
absolutely unbelievable player for the Villa.
He was mustard, mate, wasn't he?
He was indeed. He wasn't. Anyway, I'm glad you've got his name in the frame because he's got to be up there.
You're a top man. Thanks for. You can go and play a game of golf now, Kev. You've sorted it. Well done, lad.
Take it easy.
And you, mate. And you. Take care, buddy. John, welcome, mate. How are you?
Afternoon, guys. I'm good. Thanks yourselves.
Yeah, man. All good.
All good.
Right, come on. What's your argument? Who are you trying to get into this top 10?
First, well, you mentioned one not long back, William Gallas, but I will bin him for the time being for Marcus Desailly.
Mate, Marcel Desailly was a baller. Right, me and Ash were talking about this before, right? Desailly came with the reputation, so he'd done it in France, obviously done it in Italy, AC Milan, all this type of stuff. Did we get the... See, he was still good at Chelsea, but was he peak Desailly?
It may not have been peak Desailly, but he improved Chelsea's team no end.
Yeah, World Cup winner when he come in, man.
Yeah.
Legend of the game.
I just had a third shout out for Paul McGrath because he played at 3 Premiership teams. He played at my team, Derby, and my God, he carried them.
He was a player, mate. Marcel Desailly, he's another one that could play multiple positions.
Right, yeah. But like me as like really young and getting into football, they're the type of people that I was looking at and going,
I want to be like that guy.
Yeah, I want to be like that guy.
Would you class, right, just throwing this in there. Would you class Ruud Gullit in this conversation?
Honestly, I was just about to say because he played he
played up front, centre midfield, and sweeper at back, mate.
Yeah,
he did a lot.
I was just about to say, can we class him in this thing? Because if he can, if we're going to say,
is he the best of the lot?
Well, then we've missed him.
Is he the best of the lot?
But I don't know what position what is his official position?
Just a baller, mate. Just stick him on.
Imagine that the season starts and you go, I don't know, name a centre half, and he's gone up front. He's brilliant. Centre mid is brilliant. Wherever you need him, doesn't happen anymore, does it?
No, he was a joke. Was Ruud Gullit, mate? Like at the end of his career, he started playing in that sweeper role and he was just pinging it around for fun. But then he'd step into midfield, he'd go and play there for 10 minutes, and they said, right, I've sorted that out. Problem sorted. Do you need me up top?
That was
I'll go and do a bit.
I just thought, can we put him in as a defender? Because if we can, he goes high. He goes high on that list. Ruud Gullit, come on. Put him in all the positions, and he's on your list.
Top 10, yeah?
Of any position.
Top 5. Centre-back.
Yeah, because I tell you, he knocks out your man.
He gets rid of Virgil van Dijk. He moves him out.
Hang on. Ruud Gullit, Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, all right. What about Ruud Gullit, Jaap Stam?
Jaap Stam's a funny one because he was so good, mate.
Yeah.
He was, and he's one that actually gets left out of a lot of people's lists.
Nah, he was awesome.
He was unbelievable. Talk about no nonsense.
He even plays. Do you know, like when you're watching? Obviously, he plays a pro, sensational. I've seen him play charity matches with the same intensity.
Just ruining it. Yeah. Just ruining the occasion.
Yeah, it's a pro-am. The kid's off, I don't know, Strictly Come Dancing or something, playing up front.
And he's ended him.
Jaap Stam's kicked him into the stand, mate. Mega. Lee, how are you, pal?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yourselves?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Good, mate.
Come on, Lee, what have you got in the locker?
So I've got a shout to bolster someone's argument before. Nemanja Vidic, player of the season twice on the trot. How he can not be higher up people's list is unbelievable.
We got him top 5. He's in that top 5, mate. He's in there.
Right. I must have been with your guy at the golf course. I must have not been listening.
All right, no worries. Go on.
But my shout is Martin Keown. I don't think anyone's mentioned him yet.
Okay. Right, talk me through it, because obviously he's here and he'll love this. So he'll be replaying this throughout the course of the week, mate. So go on, make the argument.
It was part of the Arsenal team that was famous for the defence. It was powerful. It was strong. It was a leader, and a lot of people don't remember him being. But the guy was rapid.
Yeah, he was quick.
He was absolutely rapid for a big guy as well. I mean, tall, not fat. Yeah, he could move.
You went full Peter Kay on me then, mate. Tall, not fat.
But yeah, no. In all seriousness, he had all the assets. I don't have his stats.
Would you have him top 10 though?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Oh, that's big, man.
100%.
We'll just be speaking about Ruud Gullit.
Arsenal, yeah, Gullit would be up there as well. But another one that's skirting around the edge of the 10s, maybe just outside for me, would be Frank Leboeuf.
Yeah, baller.
The guy could go into midfield. He could spray a 50, 60-yard pass onto a 10-pence piece. He were unreal.
Good.
Leboeuf's a shout.
By the way, Martin Keown would have himself in the top 10.
Yeah, 100%.
100.
You've got to back yourself. Are you not backing yourself?
Yeah, no, but come on. At some point, you have to be a bit realistic and go, let someone else say it. But Martin would say it himself, Mark. He'll be listening right now as well, going, yeah, 100%.
In fact, here he is. He's Martin. 03717 223344. And listen, just clarify this. Would you put Ruud Gullit in this? Ruud Gullit's a baller. He played in multiple positions. Does Ruud Gullit qualify for you as a Premier League centre-half? If he does, he's top 5, isn't he? Come on, let's be straight.
Now, the Asian Football Confederation in the last couple of hours have come out and condemned Gianni Infantino's proposals to to sell off
very late combinations, aren't they? They're all panicking.
Competitions. Well, they are. Obviously, UEFA have come out strongest by suggesting they would boycott all FIFA competitions, including the men's and women's World Cup, the Club World Cup. There's actually an under-20 women's World Cup that's due to start in September, so we may find out if they'll go through with that threat very soon. UEFA's 55 member associations held an emergency meeting earlier this week, and as I say, they voted a boycott if FIFA proceeds with plans to sell stakes in its competitions to private investors. There was a statement released by FIFA, I think it was 4 o'clock this morning UK time, so we were all napping. They said nobody is selling football, but they did vow to continue with the controversial proposal to sell stakes in its competition to private investors. FIFA, in their statement, claimed the consultation process had been, quote, disrupted by incorrect media reports.
My answer to this is that everyone always screams about FIFA's a bit of a dictatorship, but it's actually a democracy whereby you still have to have all the nations vote for this through, Alex, right?
Yes.
So Infantino can't just force it through. It was never going to happen that way, and I think it's dead in the water now.
Well, I was just about to come on to that. So in order for this proposal to be passed, FIFA's 211 members would need to vote. Therefore, Infantino would need 106 votes in favour.
Yep.
UEFA and CONCACAF members combined make up 96 of those votes. The AFC makes up 47. So
that's how democracy works.
It's dead, basically.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It is dead.
See? Keep it playing, John. Keep it playing. People are feeling summer. Wind your windows down. Mate, look at that. That stinks of summer. That's a summer anthem.
I can see heads bobbing in there.
Hey, come on.
Sips another rum and coke.
There you go. The brilliant ocean colour scene. That's the sound of summer. I could just do this all afternoon if you wanted, John. You are listening to talkSPORT. The reason why I'm doing that, if you've only just joined us, by the way, there's been a recent poll, and Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams got the iconic summer hits. Britain's greatest summer anthem, and I argued against it. And I said, listen, get a bit of that on. Perfect. Keep your calls coming. 03717 22 3344. We'll get back to you in a minute after an update from the Commonwealth Games. John Cushing is right all over it. Go for it, mate.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you as well, Don Henley, Boys of Summer. That is a classic summer song.
You see, I don't mind that. I don't mind that, mate. There's a couple of remixes in there in the dance world and what have you. That works. I'll give you that.
Dig that one out. And talking of Boys of Summer, what about the Girls of Summer? The Sunshine Girls, Jamaica. We've had the biggest shock at these Commonwealth Games in the netball. They have beaten Australia, the world and Commonwealth champions, by 46 goals to 45 in the semi-final. The 2022 silver medalists, with Shanice Beckford, the legend veteran shooter, scoring 17 goals, a success rate of 94%. Her crucial goal giving them the win, especially as Sophie Dwyer for the Aussies missed a goal in the last few seconds. It's Beckford's fourth Commonwealth Games for Jamaica. She's won a silver in 2022 in Birmingham, 2 bronzes in the Gold Coast and in Glasgow in 2014. Could it be gold tomorrow against New Zealand in Glasgow? Incredible stuff at the Hydro. Now 3 boxing golds for England on the penultimate day of these games as well. Anthony Joshua, the former sparring partner of Isaac Okoro, Oka is a Commonwealth Games gold medalist. So Isaac Oka, his dad, was also a Commonwealth champion. So he fought with Anthony Joshua, I think, before the first Usyk fight. So he sparred with him. Now he's a Commonwealth champion in his own right. The English heavyweight beat the Wales' Connor Williams for gold. Patrice Mugasly and Sasha Hickey also winning gold, and 4 more English boxers in finals action this afternoon and evening. In the judo, England have a guaranteed gold as well, because Ethan Nairn will face teammate Benjamin Levy in the final, and 19 golds here at the athletics at the Scotstoun Stadium. England's Nathan Maguire won the first one earlier in the T54 1500 metre final. Australia, though, on course for a clean sweep of the long distance races after winning the women's race walk. It's the men's 5k and the men's and women's mile later, and Australia have a chance in every single one of them. But Josh Kerr of Scotland will be looking for something different in the men's mile. This is the Commonwealth Games. It's live across the talkSPORT network.
Top man, John. This centre-half conversation has gone absolutely wild. Newcastle fans are all over me. Philippe Albert. You're only bigging him up because of that chip on Schmeichel. That's what it is. Decent centre-back, though. Belgian centre-back, wasn't he? Here's one for you, mate, right? This is a proper retro shout. They haven't put the name on this text, and you should have done, because you deserve the credit for this, right? If we are going to go all in on Rudolph, then we've got to go all in on Glenn Hoddle. The reason for this, if you remember, first season Premier League, he was Swindon player manager, picked himself, didn't he? Where did he play? Sweeper. You've got to give it him.
No.
What do you mean, no? Strutting about like a little quarterback, mate.
No,
just pinging it all over the place.
You can't have him. Hang on, we saw... No.
You're not having
I'm just no. It's a no. Glenn Hoddle, a top 10, something that, like, okay, if you want to... Defender. No.
Swindon fans, come on, argue the case. Ryan, how are you, mate?
All right, lads, how are you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, all good, thanks.
Listen, mate, just having a little bit of a crack on a Saturday afternoon, pal. What have you got in the locker for us?
Well, I've just finished playing golf like the other fellas.
Is everybody on the golf course this afternoon? Everybody's having a worldie, aren't they? Go on, lad.
Well, top weather, innit? I'm not sure if he's been mentioned, but Colo Toure has got to be in with a shout for top 10.
Do you think? Why? Come on, argue it.
Oh, because he's invincible, isn't he? And
he didn't do it on his own. There were a few other lads knocking about in that team.
Yeah, but but not many other defenders can say they're invincible, can they?
Fair.
He's got to be a top.
All right, listen. We've put Sol in that conversation, right? So Sol Campbell's in that conversation. You're saying his partner in Colo Toure is in that conversation too?
Definitely, 100%.
Ash?
Disagree.
They were brilliant centre backs. I think Toure is so underappreciated.
Maybe he's underappreciated. He's not he's nowhere near a top 10.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near it. Why would he be?
Is he at top 20?
Oh, no, not really. Is he like? I get it. Like he was good. He was a great athlete, but he's not in a top 10 or 20 list of the Premier League all-time centre backs. Colo Toure.
Do you know what I love how passionate you've now got into this.
No,
you're all in now, aren't you?
But we're getting silly.
No,
it got silly at Joel Matip.
It didn't get. Yeah, it did. To me. It did. Brian, how are you, mate?
I'm all right.
Come on, then, pal. What have you got?
Well, it is. I think Mike Williamson's actually possibly top 5.
Mate, right. You're going to have to make the argument. You've just heard what he said, right? We got silly at Joe Matip. So now you've got to make this argument. You've got to sell this thing for us. Go for it, pal.
It was just massive. He knew what he was doing with his head. He was a great athlete, great on the ball. Great even going back on the line to defend. He's just... I've never seen anything like it in my generation, to be honest.
Right. Is that you, Mike?
Oh, he was absolutely amazing. He's even a player manager now. That's how good he is.
Of all the centre-halves that you've had at Newcastle, he's the main man. Was he better than Philippe Albert?
Oh, I'm not just talking about Newcastle. I'm talking about all time.
Is he better than Dan Burn?
Is he better than? Yeah, there's a good one. Is he better than Dan Burn?
Yeah, he's better than Van Dijk.
Is he better than Rio?
He's better than them all. Who do you think the best is in the world?
Ever?
Number one.
Right, the best ever in the world of all time. Sadly, I think passed away maybe this week in Franco Baresi. I think he really set the standard when you're talking about centre halves, defending, positional awareness. He didn't need to be a big fella. He just knew where to be all the time. Sadly, we lost him this week, but I would go with Franco Baresi. Are you telling me?
I think he was watching videos of Mike Williamson, to be honest.
Mate, you're on the wind up now. Mate, you... You see, I think this conversation's finished now, isn't it? I think we've completed it. Listen, we've got some great names there, some great centre halves, and people obviously chirping up with their own personal takes. Do you want another one?
Well, why not?
This might you might resonate with this. You might resonate with this. I think you play with this guy. Dave, how are you?
Good afternoon, gent.
Go on, mate. Go on, mate.
I've been playing golf. I've been painting today. Somebody would think often gets ignored in these conversations. I'm not saying he's top 10, but he's certainly top 20, and that's still Jagielka.
How good was Jag?
40 odd international appearances, 600 professional football games, 300 odd in the Premier League. You talk about Ruud Gullit. Ruud Gullit, I've just Googled it, played 40 times in the Premier League.
Yeah, but hang on. Whoa. Mate, you had me. I was there. I was in the conversation. I was feeling it. Listen, I'm a massive fan of Jags. I think he's done incredibly well. And I think we can make an argument maybe for top 20 with the things that he's achieved. Then you mentioned Ruud Gullit in the same sentence. Calm. Ruud is, we're talking Ballon d'Or level type of footballer in Ruud Gullit doing his thing. And I know that you're obviously going to bring in appearances. You got personal experience of this. Jags, decent, very good.
Yeah.
I think he's on the cusp of that top 20. Yeah. Not top 10, but on the cusp of top 20.
He's in conversations. You know what was amazing about Jags is how quick he was. I don't think people realise he was rapid. Even when I moved to Everton and he was a little bit older, he was still rapid. They're definitely a good centre back, Premier League centre back. Doesn't get in the top 20, nowhere near it for me, but he's as good as other names that we've mentioned today.
There you go. Right, a little bit of sense to finish us off. 03717 223344. Phone lines are still open for you. You can get stuck into whatever you want. I've got. Is it quiz next? Right, this is going to blow your mind. What you like at football trivia?
Depends on the day. Depends how I'm feeling. I'm either Joel Matip or Ruud Gullit. Just depends which one you get.
We'll find out next. Don't go anywhere. Let's bring in Terry Gibson, Spanish football expert. Terry, always good to speak to you. Lots of news stories over in Spain at the moment. Let's start with that Marcus Rashford farewell post to Barcelona. Looks like his hopes of return to the Camp Nou are now very much over.
Yes, it does, and I think it was a blow to him when Anthony Gordon. It must have been kind of awkward when the England team met up for the World Cup when Anthony Gordon had already completed his move to Barcelona. Marcus Rashford's future was hanging in the air. And then they signed Karim Adeyemi. So it's not going to happen now for Marcus Rashford. I have to be honest, I'm really surprised. I thought it was a good value in terms of the transfer fee. And I thought his form last season was as good as you would expect. And he couldn't have done any more. He scored some important goals. He actually effectively got the goal that won them the league title. He was popular with his teammates and popular with the fans. So I'm surprised. Even when Anthony Gordon signed, I still thought there was a possibility that Rashford would still go, but the signing of Adeyemi has put a stop to that.
Is it just wages? Because obviously Anthony Gordon would command a much lower weekly salary than Rashford.
But he was £80 million. Rashford was 26.
Yeah.
So 26 million, slightly difference in their ages as well. People are forgetting they've got Rafinha that plays there as well. So the problem positions that everyone thought they had, and they still have, are centre forward, Lewandowski leaving the club, and they should have bought a better centre back than what they currently have.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
On DAB Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. Strap yourself in. It's Destination Football.
Wonderful delivery that time.
The Saturday session on talkSPORT. The intensity, the inspiration, and the furious indignation.
High into the air. It's in!
The Saturday session on talkSPORT.
You're listening to the Saturday session on talkSPORT. I'm Adam Catterall. Ashley Williams is alongside me, taking your calls on 03717 223344. That's this afternoon. We're also taking your WhatsApps as well. I've got a little bit of football trivia coming for you in a moment. So if you want something for your own WhatsApp groups, make sure you stick around and keep listening to talkSPORT. We started the show talking all things retro. We've had an idea. At some point in the season, the Premier League need to down tools and go full retro. That's rules and regulations from 1992, or just over one weekend. You have your normal season, but like they do in the NFL, if we're going to Americanise this sport, let's do it properly, right? Full retro weekend. We'll go back to 92. Rules and regulations there. No VAR. Kits, boots, the full hit, which kind of stimulated the conversation of people getting involved and sending in their retro kits that they are still sporting. Obviously, Ashley's got an unbelievable collection, and there's quite a few coming in. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll be able to see some of these little bad boys floating around right now. We're making montages of all the things that have come in. We did one around about an hour ago. We've got some more coming. But man, that's an old shirt, that's proper old school. These are belters now. A little bit of Crystal Palace retro there. Were you a shirt swapper when you were playing?
Yeah, I didn't. I like swapping shirts.
Did you?
I didn't have a problem with it at all.
Who? What's the jewel in the crown?
Thierry Henry.
Classic.
Mbappe. Some good ones. Ibrahimovic. Wayne Rooney.
I like the way that you went Thierry first, and then you just squeezed in a bit of Mbappe for the new gen, and then you went Zlatan.
I'm trying to just facilitate for all of the eras that I played in.
You nailed it all there, mate. Henry
was when he came back. Do you remember when he came back to Arsenal for a bit?
So you might have the alternate number because he was 14, so you might have Henry 12.
Yeah, I don't actually know what.
Okay.
But it would have been because it was when he came back.
So Zlatan at United, I assume.
Swedish one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was Mbappe an international one?
France, yeah, they're a warm up game for them when they won the World Cup, I think. Before, Wales played France.
Please tell me you've looked after these and your friends.
Yeah, I've got it.
You've looked after them.
Yeah. I'll tell you a story about that Mbappe one. I took it out, showed my kids because he's relevant, isn't he? They all love.
Yeah.
They put it on and everything, tried it, and then the next morning I just found it in the corner of the kitchen. Some kids up done it. Match worn. I was like, "Are you lot for real?" It's ridiculous.
Match worn Mbappe. Yeah, I've had enough of that, Dad. I've tried it on now a couple of times. Done.
Yeah, threw it in the corner.
Oh, mate. Anyway, keep them coming. Enjoying this on the old WhatsApp 03717 223344. Now, right,
go on.
This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to throw the question out. Mm-hmm. I'm going to encourage people to ring in. So they've got to ring in when you're answering. Okay. So you're the.
So I've got a team. I've got help.
Yeah. You're the captain. You're the captain of the team.
Yeah.
And everybody that's listening to the program will be your team players, and anybody can contribute to this. But we've got to do it in order. I can't have people jumping around. There's got to be some parliamentary procedure to what we're doing. All right. So 03717 223344, and it is inspired by Sergio Aguero. Because it is, I've got the exact date here. This is 2011 is when he signed for Manchester City. This week in 2011 is when Sergio Aguero became a Manchester City player and obviously went on to become a Premier League legend, of course. Now, here's the question. I want you to think of the alphabet, right? Every single letter in the alphabet has an answer.
Okay.
Sergio Aguero is the answer for A, hence the stimulation for this question, all right? I want you to go through the alphabet. We're going to start, obviously, in order. We're going to start with B. Can you name the all-time Premier League top goal scorers per letter of the alphabet? All right? Okay. So the all-time Premier League top goal scorers per letter of the alphabet. The example is Aguero is A. Can you get us going with B? And if you want to help him out, you're more than welcome to do so. 03717 223344. Where are you at when you're thinking of the Bs that have scored a boatload of Premier League goals?
To throw it out there, Bergkamp.
It's not Dennis Bergkamp, but it's a heck of a shout. I don't think Bergkamp's in the 100 club, you know. I don't think he is in the 100 club. Listen, he scored a ton of goals for Arsenal.
Darren Bent.
You're up and running, mate. You're up and running. There you go. Darren Bent does take the B. So you've got Aguero, you've got Bent. You're moving into the C realm now. Who is C?
I'm struggling for any C goal scorer.
03717 22.
Where's my team? Where's my team when I need them?
They've gone missing. The teammates.
Cantona?
Cantona has a shout, but it's not the right answer.
Do we get clues on this?
I can give you a clue if you want, mate. I can give you eras.
Go on then.
But what you want is teammates coming in here and saying, "Listen, I know who the C is. The all-time leading goal scorer."
Yeah, where are you? Let's be having you.
I'll give you a clue. He played for multiple teams in the Premier League. This particular player, famous for one team, won trophies majorly with one team. But I'm going to try and skate around the major teams that he played for. He played for Fulham in the Premier League. He played for Blackburn Rovers in the Premier League.
Blackburn Rovers.
He actually won he won the League Cup with Blackburn Rovers and scored in the final. Do you want me to give you the major team that he played for?
Yeah, please.
The major team that he played for, where he won all of his trophies, including the Champions League, was Manchester United.
C.
There's people screaming at the radio now. Do you want a lift? Do you want a lift?
Chicharito.
Are you being serious, you?
I know who it is, man.
That's not his real name, Chicharito.
Well,
That's a
I'm
nickname.
just throwing
Yeah, we're not
stuff
going
out there.
nicknames here now, man.
Well, anything goes today, so...
Are you ready?
Well, no, don't, hang on.
Do you want help with? Do you want to call her on it?
Yeah.
You do. Right, okay. Chris, here's your team captain. He's stuck
Andy
on...
Cole.
Oh, you got that eventually, did you?
Sorry, Chris.
You did eventually. I was just about to hand that over to Chris. There you go. Well, hang on, Chris. Chris, as soon as we got you, we can come back for D. Stay there, Chris. Don't go anywhere, mate. Don't go anywhere. Andy Cole is the correct... Andy Cole, one of the
Why would you
greatest...
say Fulham?
Because I didn't want to give it away. Did he
That's
score?
what threw me off, though, Fulham.
He scored for Fulham.
Okay.
And he scored for Blackburn. But it was Newcastle, he was Man United, he was even Man City at one point.
Oh, jeez. All right, where's my mate Chris for D?
Right, are you ready? Right, so we've got Aguero, we've got Bent, we've got Andy Cole. Right, Chris, can you help him out with D? What have you got in the locker, mate?
Drogba.
Drogba's a great shout, but it's not the right answer. If we'd have done this maybe a little bit longer than 5 years ago, Drogba would have been the right answer, but it's not the right answer today.
Not Drogba? D. Come on, Chris.
5 years ago.
Well, maybe I've exaggerated with 5. Maybe just a little bit longer. Definitely the last decade. It would have been Drogba, but it's not Drogba.
Dzeko?
No. I love this. I love how people.
I don't, because I feel like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it's like really, the pressure's getting to me.
I'll give you a clue again. Right, Chris, here we go. This is a multiple club man.
Not Dublin.
Is it what you said then?
Dion Dublin.
Dion Dublin.
Not Dion Dublin.
D.
It's a great shout though. Dion Dublin's bagged some serious goals in the Premier League. Multiple club man. Played for. I'll give you this. Spurs. When I think of him, I think Spurs. I think West Ham. There you go, Chris. There you go. See, Chris is in the game now. Chris is in the game. We're rocking, right? You got Jermaine Defoe in at your number, in at your D. Right. I'm gonna give some help now. Normally, I would say you're not allowed to move on from a letter, right? But E is probably the most difficult letter to get. Do you want to skip it and move on to something a little bit easier, and we'll come back to E?
Let's cut there.
Yeah? You happy with that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. This is what we'll do. E's open. So if you've got E and you want to guess at E, go for it. But we're moving on. We're moving on to F, right? Who else have we got? We got Liam. How are you, pal? Are you there, Liam? Oh, we dropped Liam there. I'll tell you what. We'll go to Andrew. Andrew, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. Yourself?
Very well indeed.
Come on, Andrew.
We're up and running here, right? We've got Aguero, we've got Bent, we've got Cole, we've got Defoe. Then, but it's a heck of a shout.
I messaged you earlier. Oh my god.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, Robbie Earl.
They're all at it now. Are you just going to go through all the E's that you can think of? Now, this is great. Koku's great. Earl's great. I'll give you a clue on these two. The two that you just shouted there. The guy that has got more goals than him has only got about 5 more Premier League goals than those two, but they are both great shouts.
Yeah. No, that was my.
Mate, they were great shouts. Heck of a shout. Who's F? Have you got F?
No, you put me on the spot now. I was all geared up for E.
Mate, you've come up with 2 blinders. At least you know which ones they aren't, all right? 03717 22 333. Have a little bit of a thing. E is very, very difficult. Very difficult, but those 2 shouts were amazing. F straightforward. You should get F. So get involved with it. We'll come back after the break.
It's an amazing story, actually. It's almost a forgotten man. This is about Mykhailo Mudryk, who has been allowed to come back to football immediately for Chelsea. So you'll remember that this is a man who had a 4-year ban handed down to him for breaching anti-doping rules. He's not played since November 2024 after what was described as an adverse finding of meldonium, which is a banned substance in his system. He appealed against that sentence to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, who have today said that because he accepted breaking anti-doping rules, they have agreed that the time served already is enough of a punishment. So Mykhailo Mudryk is available to play for Chelsea with immediate effect.
Can he even still play football? Is he good enough? He's not played football for 3 years.
Nearly 2 years. Well, Chelsea have released quite a long statement today, obviously welcoming the decision. They've talked about what a difficult period of time it has been for Mykhailo Mudryk. And I think this is the important paragraph here in the statement. We welcome the acknowledgement that advances in the applicable scientific reporting standards for more reliable testing mean that had Misha's sample been analysed under today's technical requirements, it would not have been reported as a positive test and no anti-doping rule violation would have resulted. That is an important part of the context surrounding the agreed resolution and allows everyone involved to move forward.
These are summer tunes. John knows on the tunes there. Bit of dodgy. Now we're talking. 03717 223344. We're having a bit of fun on a Saturday afternoon. Playing a game. Why not, eh? Can you go through the alphabet and name the all-time Premier League top scorers for that particular letter? This is inspired by Sergio Aguero, who is we've got that. He signed for Man City on this day in 2011. So we've got Aguero, we've got Darren Bent as B, Andy Cole as C, Jermaine Defoe as D. We're up to E, and our producer just walked in and he's absolutely pulled my pants down, hasn't he?
Crashed the party.
He's crashed the party with it. Do you want to reveal it? This is brilliant. It's a proper retro shout, this. E is...
Jason Ewell.
Jason Ewell. Bagged them goals for Charlton, for Wimbledon. And our teammate, actually, of one of the guesses that came in earlier on, of Robbie Earle and Efe Nkoku. So Jason Ewell is your E. Where are you at with F? Do you want some callers? Let's go with it. Mike, welcome, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very well indeed, mate. Very well indeed. Did you have Jason Ewell? Is that what you were ringing in for?
I was, yeah.
Oh,
I had it.
It's easy to say now.
Yeah, claim it, mate. Claim it. Claim it. We moved on to F, mate. What have you got?
Right. I'm thinking Robbie Fowler.
Has to be.
Correct answer. Had some competition, mate. Big Les is in there. Big Les Ferdinand. But that's a good shout. Robbie Fowler is the correct answer. So we're moving now. We're going in the right direction. G. Tom, how are you?
Very well, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Listen, Ash is flying now. We're in a nice little rhythm. What have you got for G?
I was scared on the desk. That stumped me. I will say Giggs.
Giggs is not the right answer.
What?
Yeah. Giggs is not the right answer.
Aye, that's what I was thinking. G.
It's a good game, this, isn't it?
Is it an obvious one?
Yeah, it's a big play.
It is.
It's a big player. Big player.
I don't like it when you say that because there's more pressure.
But I reckon Brian will know. Brian, how are you, mate?
Spot on, yes. It's not Mike Williamson, it's Steven Gerrard.
There you go.
Oh, okay, all right,
there you go, Ash.
enough.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Well done, Bri. Came steaming in. Not Mike Williams. Brilliant stuff. Where else are we going? Keep them calls coming through on the 03717 223344. We're currently up to Gerard with G. Jordan, how are you, mate? Are you there, Jordan? Oh, we've lost Jordan on the phone line there. We've got Joe, though. Joe, how are you?
I'm not too bad, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Listen, we're in a rhythm here now. You're up to H.
I've got nothing for H. Who has? Henderson is the only person I can think of for H.
Mate, you're going to kick yourself. Lads, you're going to kick yourself.
No, you got to think of this one's obvious.
Have you got this one?
Yeah.
Go on then. H.
What?
Give him a clue. Give him a clue.
Well, I've actually got two.
You've got two for H. Why not? You told me you got H.
No, yeah, it's one of these two.
Go on.
Haaland or Henry? Haaland?
Of course it is. It is.
Haaland.
Henry. Yeah.
Henry's got more goals than
All
Haaland
right,
at this
okay,
moment in
fair
time.
enough,
Henry's your correct answer. Well done. There you go. I'll tell you what, seeing as that you're still here, move on to I.
Paul Ince.
Oh, used to be. It ain't the right answer, though.
Used to be.
Oh, what?
Come on, Joe.
I'm out.
you can't tap out, mate. That's it. That's it. I've given you one answer. It's wrong. I'm gone. No? He's out of the game. He's gone. No, it's not Ince.
No, I'm drawing. No. I.
Yes.
Oh.
You want a clue?
Yeah.
Striker.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Multiple clubs. Played for one half of Merseyside.
Wait.
Do you want to call?
Yeah, go on. I'm doing open the call.
It's brilliant watching your face here. Adam, how are you, mate?
All right, mate. How are you?
Very well indeed, pal. Come on, son. We're looking for I.
Come on. Oh, Danny Ings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, yeah.
Hey, look at that. Well done. You've come in.
How can you not get that?
You've said the I. I'll tell you what, as soon as you're still here, we'll go with J. What have you got?
Jesus.
Mate, I tell you what, you're on for hat-trick here.
Keep him on.
You're on for hat-trick. I think this is a tap in his K. Go for it.
Oh, Kane.
Mate, the dude's on fire.
Yeah.
Give him an hat-trick ball. Brilliant. So he's come in with Ings, Jesus, and Kane. Superb work. You ready for L? Have you got L?
No.
You just handed this over to
I was just enjoying it. I was enjoying that.
You handed this to the whole team here. Jill, how are you?
Oh, hello.
Hiya, Jill. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Just to give you an update, we're up to L. What have you got?
Frank Lampard.
Mate, Jill, I tell you, you can't just come and give us a Lampard. You've got to give us an M as well then. What have you got?
Sadio Mane.
Jill, do you want a hat-trick, Jill? Can you do N?
Yeah, Kevin Nolan.
She's absolutely smashed it, mate. Look at that. So you've got Lampard, Mane, Nolan. Surely you know O.
Michael Owen.
See, well done you. You can take
I've got a couple of them. Yeah.
Do you know P? It's tough, this.
Perez?
Nope, not Robert Perez.
Go on, give me some.
Do you want a clue?
Yeah.
Last Englishman to win the European Golden Boot.
Everyone's got it at home, haven't they?
Before Kane.
Oh.
The one before Kane.
Well, hang on, no, dang. Go on then, go on.
Okay then. Jordan, do you know it?
Is it Kevin Phillips?
There he is!
Hold on, now,
Kevin Phillips. What a shout. Do you know Q, mate? That's where are we? Where are we? Yeah, we are. We're just on P. We got Q next. What have you got?
Q. Thoughtful.
Oh, signals in and out. He might know the answer. Go on. Signals in and out. Signals in and out. Have you got Q?
For Q? No, I haven't got Q.
Q's a banger. Come on, son.
Quinn. Noel Quinn?
That is outstanding.
Is it Noel Quinn?
Where have you just pulled that from? Someone just whispered that in your...
No one did. I promise you, it's just come.
Niall Quinn is the correct answer. Ben, how are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Very good.
Right. Yes, we're good here. We're up to R. So far, for people that are just tuning in, we're doing the alphabet game. All-time leading goal scorers in Premier League history, right? So we've got Aguero, Ben, Cole, Defoe, Jason Ewell. Hell of a shout. Fowler, Gerrard, Henry, Ings, Jesus, Kane, Lampard, Mane, Nolan, Owen, Phillips, Quinn. We're up to R. What have you got, mate?
Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney is the right answer. Now then, whereabouts in the world are you from, Ben?
Newcastle.
If you get S wrong, you're going to be outed from your house. All right, mate. You're not allowed back in. So go for it. S.
It's got to be Shearer.
There's only one. Alan Shearer, absolutely. And this is for your hat-trick, mate. Give me a T.
I'm going back a bit. Torres, I'll go with. Fernando, that is, not Ferran.
Mate, do you know something, right? There's two in the running here. There's a goal between them.
Don't tell me it's not Torres.
Right? There's a goal between these two guys. You've got Torres and you've got Tevez.
Oh, God, yeah, Tevez, yeah.
Torres.
But you chose the right one, my man. Fernando Torres is the correct answer. You just bagged yourself an hat trick. Absolutely superb. Now, this is where it gets difficult. You. And I can tell you, right, out of all the letters, you is the second amount of highest goals. X is the lowest. U is the second lowest. So, what is you? 03717.
Unsworth.
Oh, my days. Where have you pulled that from?
There you go.
Where have you just pulled that from?
There you go. You think I'm getting help in my head?
I do. Yeah.
I'm not. I promise you.
It's that Everton connection. Dave Unsworth, the Rhino of Chorley, smacking in them penalties. He was the boy, yeah. So he is your U. V?
Vardy.
Correct. Can't get that one wrong, can we? Vardy. W. Here we go.
Williams.
It's not you. You can't pick yourself. What are you doing?
W. No, need help.
You need help on that?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got Paul. Paul, we need a W, mate. Are you there, Paul?
Hello.
Are you, mate? Right, come on. We've gone all the way through. We're down at W, mate. What have you got?
Going back a bit, I'm going to go Ian Wright.
Correct answer. Well done, my man. Now, this is where it gets tough because it's the lowest one. X.
Do you know what? The only player I can think of with X is Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka is the correct answer. What a shout that is. 18 goals for him. Now, we're on to Y. This is your hat-trick ball, mate. Go for it. Gonna finish this good. Why?
Dwight York.
Dwight York, you just bagged yourself hat-trick. Are you ready? Do you want help for the Z?
Let him have
He's done hat-trick. I can move it on to another caller. You ready? Just to finish it off?
Yeah, go on.
You want help for a Z?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go then. Shahid, you're on for it, mate. This is it. This is to round it all off. What is the Z?
And the only one I know is Wilfried Zaha.
Not Gianfranco Zola?
No, that was way too back. I can't remember that back.
You picked the right one, mate. Wilfried Zaha's the correct answer. What a shout that is. He's the Z over Zola. I always thought it was Zola, but it was Zaha. Mate, there you go. That's the alphabet game. Done. For those that just joined in, Aguero, Bent, Cole, Defoe, Ewell, Fowler, Gerrard, Henry, Ings, Jesus, Kane, Lampard, Mane, Nolan, Owen, Phillips, Quinn, Rooney, Shearer, Torres, Unsworth, Vardy, Wright, Xhaka, York, and Zaha. Thanks for playing.
Liverpool are set to place an opening bid for Bradley Barcola, but what PSG want and what Liverpool are willing to offer at the moment seems quite far away.
Yeah, there's a goal for valuation, but that's normal. PSG's starting position is £145 million. And my information is that in terms of the fixed fee, Liverpool are looking at roughly 80 million, maybe some add-ons on top. But that's the starting point. And knowing this is going to be a difficult negotiation because of PSG's starting position and the fact that they haven't signed Yan Diomande, Liverpool might need to be patient. And my expectation is it might run a similar course to Alexander Isak. And by that, I don't mean the player will agitate and go on strike. But what I do mean is with Alexander Isak, Liverpool placed what they thought was a fair offer early. When it was rejected, they waited until right towards the end of the window, and the deal got done in the final hours. And you may note that Newcastle went from not for sale to 125 million, and somewhere in the middle, they were asking for 150 million about 3 weeks before the deal got done. So PSG's starting position, 145, very normal in deals for that to come down by 20 to 25 million. If Liverpool are prepared to go up by 10 or 15 million, suddenly the parties are not that far apart. So the first bid likely testing the water, and then we'll understand whether PSG are grandstanding or they genuinely believe that they can get over £20 million more than the deal that saw Morgan Rogers leave Aston Villa for Chelsea at 117 million.
You see, John's on it now. He's thought, do you know something? Let's scrap that list and let's make our own summer vibes in the tube. A little bit of Boney M, getting everybody in the mood for a bit of summertime vibe. Beautiful stuff. Now then, footage of Liverpool's pre-season tour has gone viral this week, showing Curtis Jones in a heated argument with Dominic Szoboszlai and Tsimikas. Apparently, it's because when Szoboszlai was subbed off, he gave the captain's armband to Tsimikas and not Jones. Peterborough, Darren McAntony has been in this week and he wasn't happy with what he saw from the England midfielder.
He's acting like a spoiled brat. I saw his behaviour last night on the pitch.
This was after the friendly.
Yeah, I understand the frustration that you should have got the armband. He's been, he's a scouser. He's been there 20 years. Blah 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 blah. But to act like that and for it to carry on, because it went on for about 2 minutes.
Was it him and Dominic Szoboszlai?
Yeah, he was having a go at Szoboszlai, who handed the armband over, I think, to Tsimikas. Mm-hmm. And I believe Curtis Jones had the temper tantrum over that. It's just like that behaviour can't happen. Not from a graduate from the academy. He's too into himself. So if he wants to go,
source of his frustration, not so much the captain's armband in a pre-season friendly, it's the fact he wants to leave, is it?
Yeah, okay, so he wants to leave. Well, okay, now Liverpool have to get the best deal for the football club. That's how it works, okay? You don't get to throw your toys out of the pram and do it slowly, knowing him, and then act like that. I just don't understand it. You're playing for one of the biggest football clubs in the world. You came through the system. Behave. Stop. That's all eyes are on you. That's not behind closed doors. That might go on in training and all those things, but you don't want to see that going on actually for millions of people to watch.
And it's not great for Andoni Iraola, fresh in the manager.
No, and I'm sure he'll move past that. And I think Szoboszlai was asked in the press conference, and he didn't even talk about it. But it's just you hate seeing stuff like that. I really do. I think it's so petulant. Do you know what I mean? So, and then when you're liking Inter Milan's post, okay, we get it. You want to go to Inter Milan, probably last 5 minutes out there.
Of all the things to argue about, it feels a weird thing that feels like it's the surface of something, or maybe the tipping point of something, like something else has gone on in order to point you in that direction, because that just seems a bit pathetic. Just scrap over an armband.
There's more that we don't know about that's going on there, because I have seen situations where a certain player should get the armband in those, like when someone's getting subbed off and they don't, and they want the armband, but that would have been sorted out before. And also because it's a pre-season friendly, maybe it was like whatever. Didn't like the fact that Tsimikas threw it on the floor. I think that's quite disrespectful to the armband. You should never really do that. Just to echo that a little bit, I've got no problem with players falling out and having words. It's actually quite healthy a lot of the time, but do it inside. because you're just giving people ammunition to talk like we are now about something that looks in pre-season. When you're trying to build something, you're giving people ammunition to talk about it when it doesn't need. You can have that conversation inside if you've got a problem with it. I don't know why it was done outside. You start thinking of ulterior motives, or I don't know what it could be. Like, okay, you wanted the armband, or maybe you should have got the armband.
Game, yeah,
but it is an honour to wear the armband of the football club. It's a massive thing, and I guess it's big for him, which is fine. You might feel aggrieved about not getting it, but why don't you just do that inside? Have your argument inside the dressing room. Lots of arguments go on week in, week out inside the dressing room. Don't give everybody some fuel to go, Liverpool are in chaos because they had an argument. You know what I mean? Just making headlines. Do it inside. I don't like the fact that it was done on the pitch.
Did you enjoy pre-season when you were playing?
Not particularly. Hated it. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was just. It just.
From what aspect did you hate it?
All of it. So it just is what it is. You just want to get the season started. None of the games, like you try and get up for the games, you can't really because you know it's a pre-season friendly. You're not where you want to be physically, but you understand the process of you need this pre-season to have a good season. I'll get it. But the bit of travel, you put games on the games that you're playing, you feel like just whatever games for. And as I got older as well, and the game progressed, especially now, none of these pre-season games, I don't feel, are actually for the team to get better. It's just for
commercial reasons.
Commercial reasons, yeah. Flying up the players all over the world. No fans, no local fans can watch their team in pre-season really because they're all over the world. You just want to get it out of the way and get the season started.
Yeah. Regarding the second point that you just made there, I kind of understand that it's an opportunity for these massive clubs. Liverpool are a gigantic football club, aren't they? To be able to put their brand in front of these fans that do support them in Australia and Asia and America and all these places. So I kind of understand it, but you're right, it's purely for commercial reasons. How hard is it as a player? Because you're kind of playing in second gear.
Yeah.
You haven't done that your whole life. You've never played second gear your whole life. But when you go pre-season, it's kind of like, right, this is a second gear game. How do you do that?
It's so weird because I don't know anyone and myself that goes into the game saying I'm in second gear. Like, I'm going to just cruise through it. It's impossible to play football with that mindset, but somehow subconsciously you are.
Yeah.
It's not the FA Cup final. You're not like dying to save that goal. You're just really trying to get fitness in and not get injured, because that's your big fear in pre-season, an injury.
Yeah.
So you have to navigate the game.
New patterns of playing, things like that, getting into the rhythm of it. Yeah.
Maybe a new manager. You got to get into the rhythm without getting injured. So it's always a difficult, and that pre-season tour is not something that football players particularly want to go on. It takes you away from your routines. You're in a hotel. Granted, it'd be probably a really nice hotel, but it takes you out of your routine. It's a bit of a just get through it. It's a get through situation.
Here's one for you, because most go abroad now, don't they? Because of like I've just said, from a commercial point of view, you're taking it away for a new set of fans. But you don't play in those conditions when you're at home.
No.
Different heats, different humidities, all these types of things. So if you're preparing for a season, would it not make more sense to prepare at home?
It would, yeah. But that's why I say it's not. They don't go for footballing reasons. They go for commercial reasons, clearly. Because if that was the case, you'd play more games in your stadium. You'd want to get comfortable in the climate that you're playing in the environments that you're playing in. But you go to other places in the world, obviously for commercial reasons. We're not stupid. We understand why clubs do that. But as a football player, as the player inside the pitch, it's not. It's you have the aware, like you feel like this isn't for me. We're not playing here for the players. It's just for the club commercially.
Did you play in that one day in Africa game?
Yeah, we played for Everton. We played a Kenyan team in Tanzania, and we was there for I think less than 24 hours, which is bizarre.
In Tanzania,
yeah. We flew in that night from Liverpool. Flew in from Liverpool.
So you're not on an African tour or anything like that?
No.
You just pinged it in.
Not like we had a safari and all that. We flew in. I think we chilled in the day, played in the evening, and flew out that night, which is a classic example of
commercial.
Yeah, exactly that.
Did you find that that there was two tiers to pre-season, then that you would have all these commercial obligations from the football club to go to wherever you go to, and then this mad rush, maybe a season or two, or a week or 2 weeks before it all starts. Right, you're back at Goodison or whatever.
Then you'd play some teams that you might play a championship team or something that's a bit more suited to what you're going to come up against. And that was the bit really where you start to knuckle down, because you normally you get 30 minutes, you get 45 minutes, 60 minutes. They build it up. That when you get the 90s, you probably get 1 or 2 90s before the season starts, and that's the real deal. That's where you start going at 100%, and you feel like you're trying to get yourself ready. But even then, when the season starts, Premier League season starts, you're not up to speed for probably 3 or 4 weeks.
I was going to ask you that. At what point do you start to feel, right, we're in the rhythm now, we're actually playing some proper stuff?
It takes about 3 or 4 weeks of Premier League football, because you can't really replicate a Premier League game until you play one. So you play 3 or 4 games, and now you feel like you're in. It could go either way, but hopefully you're in a really good rhythm with your team. The starting 11's kind of picked. The manager knows who he's playing. You feel like you're comfortable within your unit. So even with the pre-season, and it's so disjointed now. Again, if you've played international, you miss a little bit of it. The boys that aren't internationals are back early. So it's all over the place. But once the season gets going, I think pre-season leans into the first few weeks still.
During your career, how did the off-season change? Because you automatically think, right, lads are off now, go on and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
Could you see these lads, like, they go on holiday to the Middle East, for example, and they've got their own training camps in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and places like this.
I feel like they have to do it because everyone else is doing it. So if you don't do it, you're behind. But when I first started at Stockport County, I was only young then. You'd end the season and you got a break.
See it a bit.
Yeah, you'd go away, do whatever, and then you'd come back. It was standard 2 weeks, no footballs out, just running. That'd smash you into shape. And then you'd start the pre-season.
So what we would class as a normal person, you could go and have a normal holiday. So you and your family could go, if you wanted, little all-inclusive, whatever it is, go and crack on, man.
Drink what you want.
Do what you need.
Because you're definitely going to have to run it off.
Right.
The footballs wouldn't come out.
Would you do anything on holiday? Would you go for a run?
No, not at the start. At that point, you would take the break.
Right, cool.
You're not going on a run.
As it should be. Proper switch off. Right.
But now, then it became where you play international, so you'd get maybe a week and then do your international camp and maybe a week the other end off the back of it. So you're just basically training all the way through. But even if you're not in international, you still have to keep yourself. I know some teams that bring you in for twice a week throughout the whole thing. So you put your holiday in to say, I'm not coming in this week or whatever, but they want to check you, they want to test you, because it's so science based now that they need to. And also there's not that trust anymore with the players. They don't trust them, so they want to see them more. They want to bring them in. But it's from when I played, say from early 2000s to when I retired, it was completely different.
In what way did it switch then at the back end? How meticulous was it at the end?
Well, they just want to see you more, and the gap is getting shorter and shorter, where they bring you in earlier and earlier. You do a lot of testing off the back end of the season.
When you say testing, what do you mean? Like
physical tests, running tests, all the different types.
Weight, all these types of things?
Yeah, like flexibility tests, whatever the sports science tests are. And then they want to know where you are at the end of the season for when you come back. For example, your bleep test, you want to be. They want you to be somewhere near where you was at the end of the season.
Now, listen, I don't know whether players did this or not, because I've heard this story before. I personally, if I was in this situation, I would underperform in my end-of-season bleep test.
No, 100%. I can't speak for everyone else. But
just so when I get back off my holidays, I'm there or thereabouts.
There's no way you're pushing yourself to the limit on the one at the end of the season. No, you're just making it harder for yourself when you come back, and you'll get your fitness. You'll get there by the time the season starts. Week 1, week 2, you're up and running.
The gaffer must know that though. They must look at you and go, look at these lads chucking it in. You know what I mean?
I think the old school managers knew that, and they got it as well. I think the new ones now are so reliant on data that they need it to be where they need it to be.
Mate, football, eh? This is why we need a retro weekend. And when I say retro weekend, training as well, mate. So you get a little break, you can go out for a bevy and what have you, and then go and play on a Saturday. Yeah?
Train Monday.
That's it.
Run Tuesday. Have your all day Tuesday. Wednesday off, back in Thursday, Friday.
Have your all day. Keep them coming. 03717 22 33 You're listening to talkSPORT.
noticed that on social media, Curtis Jones liked the posts where Inter Milan announced Stones as a player?
He's acting like a spoiled brat. I saw his behaviour last night on the pitch.
This was after the friendly.
Yeah, I understand the frustration that you should have got the armband. He's been, he's a scouser. He's been there 20 years. Blah 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 blah. But to act like that and for it to carry on, because it went on for about 2 minutes.
Was it him and Dominic Szoboszlai?
Yeah, he was having a go at Szoboszlai, who handed the armband over, I think, to Tsimikas, and I believe Curtis Jones had the temper tantrum over that. It's just like that behaviour can't happen. Not from a graduate from the academy. He's too into himself. So if he wants to go,
is the source of his frustration not so much the captain's armband in a pre-season friendly, it's the fact he wants to leave, is it?
Yeah, okay, so he wants to leave. Well, okay, now Liverpool have to get the best deal for the football club. That's how it works, okay? You don't get to throw your toys out of the pram and do it slowly, knowing him, and then act like that. I just don't understand it. You're playing for one of the biggest football clubs in the world. You came through the system. Behave. Stop. That's all eyes are on you. That's not behind closed doors. That might go on in training and all those things, but you don't want to see that going on actually for millions of people to watch.
And it's not great for Andoni Iraola, fresh in the manager.
No, and I'm sure he'll move past that. And I think Szoboszlai was asked in the press conference, and he didn't even talk about it. But it's just you hate seeing stuff like that. I really do. I think it's so petulant. Do you know what I mean? So, and then when you're liking Inter Milan's post, okay, we get it. You want to go to Inter Milan, probably last 5 minutes out there.
This conversation about summer tunes, John's nailed it. He's absolutely bringing his own collection here. Just sprinkling a little bit of Don Henley on the show. Summer tracks, beautiful stuff. Now you listen to talkSPORT. Let's get an update from the Commonwealth Games, shall we? Here's John Cushing. John, what's going on, mate?
Well, 7 medals for the home nations, 3 golds for England on the final day of boxing at these games. Isaac Oko, the former sparring partner of AJ, is the Commonwealth Games heavyweight champion. His dad used to be a pro Commonwealth champion as well. Well done to him. At the track cycling, England's Sophie Unwin and Anna Whitworth-Hay won bronze in the tandem time trial in the last hour. She won silver 4 years ago with talkSPORT's Georgie Holt. England will have to play Australia again for a bronze medal in the netball. It follows one of the biggest shocks at these games, with the Aussies, the world and defending champions, losing to Jamaica in the last 4, 46-45. Jamaica having won silver 4 years ago, bronze in 2018 and 2014, now face New Zealand for a gold medal. Kelly Peterson-Pollard goes for gold for England in the women's under 70 kilogram in the judo tonight, and Ethan Nairn faces his England teammate Benjamin Levy in the final of the men's under 73 kilogram. And here at the Scotstoun Stadium, where people have been having photos left, right and centre as the athletics comes to a close tonight. After England's golden night, could it be Scotland's golden night? For the first time since 1966, the Commonwealth Mile returns for the final this evening. Josh Kerr, his Scottish teammate Jake Whiteman, both former world champions, and Australia's Cam Myers and Oliver Hoare are certainly the ones to watch. It goes off at 8:45. You'll hear it on talkSPORT 2 later. This is the Commonwealth Games. It's live across the talkSPORT network.
Top man, John. Thank you very much, mate. When you heard the news this week about Eddie Howe leaving his post as Newcastle manager and a new manager already coming in, what was your initial reaction?
No, I wasn't too surprised. I feel like just the fact that they lost the Tonali, Gordon, looks like Guimaraes, not really replacing it. You look what happened last season. They tried to sign so many players and for some reason couldn't get it over the line. It's been a tough season, and he had that illness as well, didn't he? He was poorly for a little bit. it doesn't. I guess he wants a break, and something else might pop up. Doesn't surprise me. I think he's done an amazing job with Newcastle, and he's probably took them as far as he can take them now.
Time for a
how
refresh.
he feels. Yeah.
Ben, you're a Newcastle fan, aren't you, pal?
Yeah.
What was your initial reaction to it all, mate?
Look, it's a gutting one because he's obviously a legend, and what he's done for the club was unbelievable. But I think it was inevitable that it was probably going to be, unless we had a miracle season with the new lads, the young lads coming in and just instantly hitting the ground running. I feel like time was almost running out, unfortunately. It's a sad one, but in the social media, the pressure was, I think maybe, I don't know whether it got to him or whether it was, whether he was aware of it, whatever it is, but yeah, it seemed like time was definitely running out, unfortunately.
Were the fan base against him then? Were the fan base turned against him?
Look, on social media, it was very mixed. You had a lot of people saying get him out, and the next minute you win a game and he's the hero again. So it's just how it was. It was very mixed. And I was at the Fulham game last game of the season. There was a lot of frustration. There was about how the season had gone, and it wasn't turning toxic at all. But you could sense that frustration was building. I felt as though if you start the season poorly, if we're maybe lower end of mid-table come Christmas time, I think things might have changed, unfortunately.
Yeah, it felt like that when you played Sunderland at home and they turned you. Was it 3-0 that they turned you over at your place?
2-1.
2-1, yeah. That's right. I knew there were 3 goals in the game. It's not a good start, is it, when you've lost 17 games in a season from a Newcastle point of view? Listen, there's a lot of factors that come in that. Obviously, the summer last year with Isak and the way that it's played out throughout the course of the season. He is a legend, no doubt about that. He's done incredibly well as Eddie Howe, but it does feel like it was coming to an end. And speaking to a lot of fans this week, there's a lot of excitement about this season now coming up because it feels a little bit fresher. It feels like there's a bit more of a expectation. Is that where you're at, Ben, with the new man coming in?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'd never heard of him before, probably 48, 72 hours ago sort of thing. But after reading what I've read on social media, watching little clips on TikTok and Twitter and things like that, he looks brilliant, exciting football.
I love that. I love the way that the world works now. Yeah, I've checked him out on TikTok. I've had a little bit of a look on X. He looks superb.
Yeah, everyone says it's attacking football. It's going to be high pressure. It's going to be get in your face sort of thing. So, hopefully we might win a few games 4-3 and lose a few games 4-3. So it could be one of them. You'd rather that than defensive, which I'm not saying Eddie was, but I'd rather go for the attacking new manager than a conservative one sort of thing. So hopefully it'll inspire a bit of energy.
We were talking earlier on about Marcus Rashford, and United fans were like, "Listen, that ship has sailed." Where are you at? If your lot came in for Marcus Rashford, would you take him at Newcastle?
I think he's a really good player. I think once you get it's obviously like you've been saying all week. It's once you get him firing, that's the problem. But I think that's just every player's got that about them in some way. You're never going to get 100% in 100% of games. Unfortunately, it's just not how football works. But if you can get him firing for the large majority of the season, he'll get your goals and he'll create your chances. It's just, obviously, I don't know him personally, but what you read about him is very mixed. So, yeah, it's just doing the due diligence. But,
just to finish, Ben, if Bruno Guimaraes is to go, how big of a blow is that for Newcastle?
I think it's massive. Obviously, you get a decent fee for him, but what's been reported this week of between 70 and 80, I don't think it's anywhere near enough. I think he's a £100 million player in terms of, obviously, yeah, he's getting on a bit in terms of age, pushing 30, but
he's pushing 30. Yeah. Love that.
But obviously, in terms of that's how players are valued now,
yeah, of course.
Unfortunately, if he's 5 years younger. But for me, he would go to that Arsenal team and 100%, I think he'd rip it up again.
Do you think he gets in the Arsenal team?
Yeah. He's a starter.
Who does he get in over?
Well, obviously Rice plays.
Yeah.
And you've got Guimaraes. And then you got one other, which is, if it Odegaard. Eze, I'd like to see Eze play more this season than he did last season. But he start. He's not going to go there and sit on the bench. He doesn't seem that type of character anyway.
We've got Danny. I think he's an Arsenal fan. Danny,
hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. We've just been speaking to Newcastle fan about Bruno Guimaraes. Obviously, he'd be gutted if they moved on. Where are you at with it regarding bringing him into your place?
Yeah, he's quality. He's a quality player, but where that last caller was saying sort of 70, 80 is not nearly enough. I think it's too much.
Where are you at? Where are you at valuation wise with him?
I don't know. It's gone mad, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
probably with his age, 60 minutes, something like that, probably.
Okay.
Because the resale value, once if he signs he's going to sign probably a 3-year deal.
Yeah, but bringing him in, does he improve this Arsenal team?
Yeah, he will improve it. He will improve us.
And does he start? And does he start for you?
Yeah, definitely start.
Okay.
Definitely. And the other thing I just wanted to say, another point, I meant to say, we said about Rashford, that last call saying about Marcus Rashford. I think he's gone from hero to sort of villain. You remember he done all the school dinners thing and everything. Everyone, well done.
Yeah.
Now I think he's actually hated by everybody. I definitely wouldn't want him at Arsenal. No chance.
It's a strong word. I don't think everybody hates him. It's a case of whether he would add to your team. I think he, like you said, I think a lot of people.
I'll take that back. I don't hate anybody, but let's just say he's going to be unwanted at any club, sort of thing.
Well, yeah. I think the key thing is from your point of view, you're champions, aren't you? So therefore, at the moment, we're talking in that particular position, Vinicius Junior coming into that role, aren't we? Does Marcus Rashford add to the Arsenal team? I don't know if he does. add to what you do.
No. The fellow from Newcastle definitely does, because he is a quality player.
Okay. Well,
rather than buying 18-year-old, presuming wonder kids don't come at nothing, sometimes better to find the tried and tested players. But anyway, thanks. Yeah, go on.
No, I'm going to say, mate, thanks for being on. Much appreciated. It's going to be interesting from 2 points there. One, whether if that deal does go through, what this new version of Newcastle look like, because there's transition periods all the way, isn't there? You know what I mean? They've had a wonderful run with Eddie Howe, Gordon, Tonali, Guimaraes. They're three massive names. What does that then do to the headspace of Joel Linton? What does he think? Does he think, well, hang on a minute?
Yeah, I want a bit of
that. Do I need to move on, or am I going to be part of this rebuild? What's all this? Got a new manager coming in. What's his ethos? It's going to be interesting to look at Newcastle.
Could struggle, and all the expectation of the fan base has now changed because they've seen Champions League football. They've won things. They want that back again straight away, and I don't think they're going to get it this season, especially not straight away. So the fan base have to be a little bit patient with the players and this new manager, which it's a tough ask because they just want to see what they've seen in the last few years.
I think if you're honest with fans, though, if you're honest with them and you're transparent with them, say, listen, this is the situation. It's going to take a couple of years. Newcastle fans are good people, man. I'm sure they'll bounce with that. And I think if they see on the pitch, these lads are trying to play some attacking stuff.
But how many times do a club put out a statement like that? Not that often to say.
That's what I mean. Be transparent with
it. Yeah. But it doesn't often happen, does it? Because they're trying to please people all the time straight away instead of just saying, this is going to take a bit of time, guys. Stick with us, please.
Regarding Arsenal, obviously, we've just concluded that Guimaraes improves them. What's the thing that they need to do in order to, one, go again, Premier League, and two, maybe get over the line when we're talking Champions League?
I think that, what I was just thinking when the guys were talking about him, I think that the difference with Arsenal was that they became a bit more stubborn. Well, not a bit, a lot more stubborn than they have been in recent. And I think he adds into that.
Yeah,
he gives them a bit more grit than they already had. So he's going to stiffen up that midfield. We know what type of player he is. He's a tough player. He's a leader amongst men. And then I think to go, we've seen Liverpool defend the title so badly last season. So they've got to be as consistent as they was this season. But bear in mind, everyone now knows exactly what they're coming with and will be planning how to deal with it. That's on everyone's mind. How do we deal with Arsenal? So they've got to reinvent a few little things there. Can they get? I like Gyökeres. I think he'll come good. He weren't bad this season.
No, he did all right.
They probably need someone else as well. They need another striker, I think, that they can rely on to get goals. Sniffer type striker who's going to just keep picking up goals. Weirdly, they've got Marino who kind of does that, but I think they need somebody else. I'd like to see them move in the market for. I'm not sure who it is off the top of my head. Someone else, but it's going to be tough. It's always tough to defend your title.
It is. But the one thing that I keep coming back to is that they've got stability. Everybody else that's challenging them, change the manager.
Yeah.
Brand new seasons for everybody. There's a lot of questions about all the challenges. Regarding Arsenal, I don't think there's questions, is there? It's just, I suppose, exactly what you just said. Can they go again?
Yeah, and they're probably they're in the best position.
Yeah,
you say of everyone to go. If you was going to say, you fancy Arsenal.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Keep your calls coming. 03717 22 3344. You are listening to the Saturday Session on talkSPORT.
I mean, I wake up every morning now feeling so lucky that Unai Emery's still there.
Yeah.
Because people laugh about these FSR, whatever they're called, financial fair play rules. They're a joke. Look at Aston Villa, right? Finish in the top 4, win the Europa League, and then your best player, Morgan Rogers, leaves. Why can't Aston Villa keep hold of their best players and then say, we're going to get to spend 150 mil like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and then why can't we go and challenge for the title? These rules, they're there to keep the so-called top 6 there.
Yeah.
And this season coming, the so-called top 6, they call it, will finish in the top 6. I'm sure of it.
Gab,
Aston Villa, with what they're able to bring in, I'm going to be able to challenge.
Gab, I've had a
surprised.
conversation with you.
This time last year, that Unai Emery, this time next year, we'll be lucky to have Unai Emery as the manager. Because it's great on every manager.
Gab, I've had a conversation with you before, and I've said that if a big club like Manchester United comes in for your manager or players, they'll leave. And you're like, no, that would never happen. How's Yuri Tillemans working out for you?
Yeah, but that's a release clause, isn't it? That's a stupid release clause of 35 million.
Could have stayed.
No, I agree. I don't blame him. He's 29. He's won. He scored a great goal in the final Europa League. Manchester United are a bigger club than Aston Villa. I understand why players would leave Aston Villa. But what I'm saying, Andy, is how, if it's Everton in a few years, if it's Sunderland, whoever it is that wants to try and break into that top 4 and try and do amazing things as a football club, you're restricted.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
On DAB Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. Strap yourself in. It's Destination Football.
Wonderful delivery that time.
The Saturday session on talkSPORT. The intensity, the inspiration, and the furious indignation.
High into the air. It's in!
The Saturday session on talkSPORT.
You're listening to talkSPORT on a Saturday afternoon. I'm Adam Catterall. Ashley Williams is alongside me. Lots of pre-season games going on at the moment and being completed in and around the world. We're going to have a little bit of a dip into the result between Chelsea and Tottenham in a moment or two. And you're more than welcome to come in and have your say. 03717 22 33 44. You're listening to talkSPORT. Before I head over to speak to Simon Johnson about Chelsea Spurs. How old were you when you made your pro debut?
19.
19.
Yeah, for Stockport County.
The reason why I bring that up is obviously JJ Gabriel on pre-season, granted, and only 10 minutes, but 15 years of age, mate. Getting a little bit of a run out for Manchester United.
Crazy, isn't it? I was kicking rocks around the streets at that point, not doing anything.
Well, it's like the story of Max Stanham last year when, you know what I mean? He's a pro footballer, playing Champions League and all that. Got your GCSEs to do, sunshine. Go and get cracking.
But I don't know if these boys even go to a normal school or stuff, but imagine just turning up back to school on Monday morning.
Yeah, we had Premier League winners medal right.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, just won the league, mate. Won the league, just cracking on. But that must be some buzz for a 15-year-old young man on the pre-season today, getting 10 minutes for Manchester United. There's a lot of noise in and around, and I'm sure he's going to have a fantastic career, but what a great experience for him. We've just seen a couple of the goals and a sending off in the game between Chelsea and Spurs. To talk about that, all the way from sunny Australia, if I'm not mistaken, is the one and only Mr. Simon Johnson. Simon, how are you?
Good day, although it's not sunny anymore. It's the middle of the night here, but yeah. How you doing, Adam? You well?
Very well indeed, mate. Great to speak to you. I've just seen a recap of the game, the goals, the sendings off and all that type of stuff. Lots of eyeballs on Chelsea ahead of the new season with new manager and new players coming in and what have you. What did you make of the performance against Tottenham Hotspur a little earlier on, mate?
It was okay. I mean, I think it was a sort of classic preset. Actually, what I should say is Tottenham came out with a kind of Battle of the Bridge 2016 vibe. They were kicking Chelsea all over the pitch. There was no pre-season friendly element to this game. It actually, even though it was played on the other side of the world, it felt almost Premier League-esque in the way that Tottenham were going around kicking Chelsea players. But I mean, you can tell it's early days under Xabi Alonso. He looks, compared to Tuesday night when Chelsea played Western Sydney Wanderers, the legends that are, he looked very tense, very animated, like he wasn't happy with what he was seeing. And I think you can understand where he's coming from. It looks like Chelsea is still quite vulnerable on the counter, and you know, but he said in his post-match press conference that it's not the Premier League, it's not cost 3 points. I'm not going to go. He's essentially saying I'm not going to kick off now because it doesn't really matter. But I think if Chelsea sort of play a bit like that when it actually the season's underway, I think we'll start to see a different side to Xabi Alonso, and he'll tell us what he's really thinking of his players.
Has he been asked any questions about obviously the fine and the transfer ban which came in this week? What was his reaction to that?
He essentially, with quite a straight back, because you have to respect the fact he's only really just arrived. So will only have perhaps limited, not too much knowledge of the case, because this has been run on for 4 years, Adam. I mean, it's from the moment the owners, the current ownership bought the club. They were the ones that flagged discrepancies, what they saw to the governing bodies. They were the ones that cooperated fully. But he was basically saying, look, it's great that it's over, it's done with, because that's now UEFA, Premier League, FA. They've all hit Chelsea with a fine. I know there's a lot of eyebrows raised outside of Chelsea about how they've not been punished more severely. Chelsea will argue that they have basically been the ones that told on themselves, that they've cooperated fully, and if there was a much stronger punishment, then it was essentially sending out a message to everybody else. Well, don't sort of fess up, don't own up, just fight it all the way with lawyers and stuff. And Chelsea might sort of think that their strategy has paid off eventually.
Yeah, I suppose the likes of the Nottingham Forests and Evertons of this world will
absolutely
will be making that argument. But listen, you're right in what you're saying. They fessed it up, and it took a long period of time. How will that affect the transfer ban wise? Now, how will that affect Alonso's development of this team over the next couple of years?
Well, it's a suspended sort of transfer ban, so as long as Chelsea don't, fall foul of the rules, they're fine to carry on as they are. And as we've sort of seen this summer, Chelsea are spending again. And I know, again, this has raised eyebrows. How do they keep doing this? Well, one of the reasons is because Chelsea are big sellers. They sold over 300 million worth of players last summer, and they think they're going to do it again. There's a lot of players that are on the outgoing list, as it were, and they've already sold a few, like Cucurella and Andre Santos for big money. So for Xabi Alonso, look, he's clearly having a big influence on Chelsea's strategy. Although aligned with the club, I think there's a recognition finally that perhaps more experience is needed in that dressing room, hence why Danny Welbeck and Jordan Henderson have been signed. And they want those two to influence this dressing room, because perhaps when things get tough, there aren't enough voices in there to explain just how to perform under those circumstances and not lose the plot, which Chelsea have certainly been known to do with these sort of younger players. When matches go awry, they tend to sort of just fold a little bit too much. I don't think Jordan Henderson in particular will stand for any of that nonsense.
Have those two now been confirmed? Are they both over the line, mate? And if so, when are you expecting them? Are they expected any time soon to join up with the squad?
Yeah, I mean, I think Danny Welbeck will soon be joining the squad out here in Hong Kong. I'm flying. Chelsea will fly to Hong Kong on Sunday. I'll be following them as quickly as possible on slightly less glamorous transport. and Jordan Henderson will I'm sure will be done soon as well. So it's I think there's a lot of feel good factor about these two, even though, like I said, I appreciate outside of Chelsea, people may be going, what on earth are they doing? They've spent years sort of buying young players, and now they've gone to the other extreme. But I think that just shows that Chelsea are perhaps listening to particularly the fans who've been crying out for perhaps a slight tweak of the strategy. And they've still gone out and bought sort of younger players, Morgan Rodgers, is for them a signing they are very, very happy about, one of the best sort of players in the Premier League. And I'm sure I was in a press conference with Cole Palmer yesterday, and you could tell he's got a big smile on his face that his friend is coming. And if those two combine like they potentially can, then Chelsea have got a very fearsome attack with Joao Pedro and Estevao Willian as well. So that's a pretty tasty attack for defenders to worry about.
I've got a little something for you here, mate, because obviously you just mentioned the attack lines here. So you've got Joao Pedro, Estevao, you're bringing in Danny Welbeck as that vet, but Liam Delap's still there or thereabouts. What's the noise in and around him? I was a fan of him, and it didn't really go well for him last season. What's the noise around him? Is he going to be a Chelsea player this season? Are they talking of loaning him out? What's the score?
He's the subject of a lot of interest from Premier League clubs, and I think if Chelsea get an offer that they deem suitable, then he will be sold. It just hasn't worked out for him, and he'll be seeing the writing on the wall. You know that already João Pedro, of course, is number one. Danny Welbeck's coming in, and it just hasn't worked out for that. I was, a year ago, I was thinking this is a great bit of business from Chelsea, 30 million, certainly a rising sort of player in English football. He sustained a hamstring injury in late August that ruled him out for a few months, and he never really got going from that point forward. And it just shows how, sort of one bad break when it comes to it can change everything, can change momentum. He clearly lost confidence when he returned. He didn't really get a regular run in the side either, which a striker needs to fill that flow. And it's just one of those that, unfortunately, I just don't think it's worked out. And he would be better off for his own sake, being selfish, to go, I think, because he's not going to really get regular minutes, barring a sort of injury to someone like João Pedro. I just can't see him getting enough game time, and he's too good. Like, he showed at Ipswich, like he is a good player. I just don't think he fits into Chelsea's style of play, unfortunately.
Was the after Hong Kong? What's the next stop on the trip?
For me,
yeah,
or for Chelsea?
Well, are you doing the whole thing, or are you just?
No, so for me, my next stop after Hong Kong is probably drawing the curtains and catching up on all the sleep I haven't had. And for Chelsea, they'll carry on. They've got a few more games in Indonesia before they fly home, and then you're going to have like Morgan Rogers reporting for duty for the first time. And of course, we're only 3 weeks away, Adam, aren't we, from the whole thing kicking off? So yeah, Chelsea got a few more games, and then they'll get back to. I think they'll be quite pleased as well. I know Xabi Alonso's been struggling with the jet lag. He was saying the other day to us that he's been waking up at 2 a.m. and struggling to get back to sleep. So it affects all of us. But as I intimated earlier about my transport, I think Xabi Alonso living in a lot more comfort than I am to deal with it.
Top man. Thanks a lot, Simon. Much appreciated. It goes back to what we were talking about a little earlier on, Ash, about these pre-seasons that we're talking about there, that Simon's obviously covering, is more of a commercial entity for the football club. What happened to just nipping down to Southend for a little pre-season? You know what I mean?
Well, I think they do it, don't they? But they send a team with probably no recognised first team players in. But that was one of the good. If you support a team in one of the lower leagues, you knew you was getting that Premier League team from around your area visiting, and it'd be a really big game, and you're not really getting it as much now. So all this jet lag and stuff, as I say, it might be great for fans from around the world and everything, but when you're inside the dressing room, it's not a good thing.
How do you think they're going to get on this season, Chelsea?
Difficult. I don't know. Really interesting, because you'd like to.
Great managerial appointment.
Yeah, really good one. Nicked him really, I think. Interesting one with the two signings of Welbeck and Henderson, because I think it's actually really clever, because Chelsea just at times, like, they just look like just a load of spoiled brats. It was like a nursery with no teacher there. Do you know, like they're just going nuts. No one there to just hold it all together. So that's I can't think of two better players to go into that dressing room and start to actually explain what it's like to be a professional, how you should conduct yourself, because so many things were coming out of the dressing room last year. Cucurella, Enzo, they've got the same people in there. So if you're Xabi Alonso, that's really smart, a smart bit of business. People might go, oh, well, what they're doing. I understand completely what they're doing. He wants people in that dressing room when he turns his back that are still keeping order, and I think those two will do it. So it's interesting. I think because he's the type of player, the scrap Real Madrid appointment did so well at Leverkusen. Can he implement those kind of systems and styles into this team in the Premier League? Be interesting to see.
Yeah, really will be. You're listening to talkSPORT. Do stick with us. 03717 223344 if you want to get involved.
he phoned up and said you got 10 players better than John Stones.
I said all time. I didn't say Prem, but let's stick to Prem. All right, let's do this.
Go on.
Virgil van Dijk, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
That's five.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we going Tony Adams?
Ooh, yeah.
No.
No, you're not gonna say.
No, but go on.
Go on. I would.
Campbell.
I'd do Sol Campbell, defo.
And I'm a Tottenham
Sol
fan, so
Campbell,
Sol
come
Campbell
on,
out.
come on, JB.
Keep going.
I'm going Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh. Gary Pallister.
Carvalho.
Mate, come on.
Carvalho.
Don't help him. Why are you helping him?
I'm just
Carvalho's not better than John Stones.
Carvalho.
Gary
Ricardo Carvalho.
Jamie, hear me
give
out.
me a break, man.
On his day, prime for prime, one game for a final, Ledley King.
Yeah, Ledley King. What, you telling me Ledley King? Oh, come on, Jamie.
Listen, Jamie, not the career, but for one game in his prime.
I watched John
player.
Stones playing the Champions League final.
I know
for
he was
City.
unbelievable.
He was unbelievable. So don't. Let's,
I hear it, but
like,
you know
come
what
on.
I think, yeah? I heard
You can't
Rory
be putting
and
Ledley
Addy
King
earlier.
above John Stones. He's
Phil
won
Jag-
6 Premier League titles.
Phil Jagielka, mate. Phil Jagielka.
Coley, shut up, mate. Come on.
I mean, mate, Jamie.
Jolyon Lescott.
I would go as far as to say if Jan Vertonghen and Alderweireld played in that City team, they might have won the same honours.
Gary Cahill.
They would have won the same honours.
He's on Gary Cahill's level.
You're just making a lot of noise, Cole.
Just because Majestic's been on the show, you're pumping up the house tracks now. Getting us in the mood for a little bit of a trip to Ibiza. Love it. If you've just joined us, Gianni Infantino's future as FIFA president remains in serious doubt. It follows the shelving of plans to form a subsidiary body called FIFA Forward Enterprise that would have been part funded by private equity and promised federations $40 million each to join it. Infantino also lost the support of lead financier Joshua Kushner and JP Morgan in an embarrassing 48 hours where his grip of FIFA weakened. talkSPORT can reveal that UEFA President Alexander Serafin is discussing whether to ask all UEFA members that have backed Infantino in writing, a number believed to be above 35, to revoke their support. There's more on all that story, which is probably the biggest story in football right now, on our website, talksport.com. Go and check it out. We're just chatting in the break there about influential players in various teams up and down the land as we start making our predictions for what's going to happen this season, who's going to win the league, who's going to qualify for Champions League, who's going to get relegated, all that type of good stuff, you know what I mean, that infuriates fans of certain clubs and what have you. And I just made a little bit of a comment, and I stand by it. There's a lot of chat about Rodri at the moment off the back of his fantastic World Cup. I know that off the back of his injury last year, he wasn't at his scintillating best, but the World Cup kind of points us in the direction that the Ballon d'Or winner is back to his very, very best. And I genuinely believe that if he does go to Real Madrid in this window, I think that will scupper any chances that Manchester City have of winning the Premier League. I think he's that influential. He has to be at City if City are going to make a Premier League challenge this year. Am I going too far with that?
No.
Can one player be that influential on a team?
If it's him, the best player in the world right now, Rodri. I think that my concern is that they've brought in Elliot Anderson and they think we can probably live without Rodri. They can't. I think they need both of them. I love Elliot Anderson. I think he's brilliant. He'll be the future. But wouldn't it be great for him to have all that he's got already and to learn off Rodri with the way he plays and have both of them at least overlapping for a couple of seasons? At no point would you ever get rid of Rodri for no amount of money. They could offer me whatever, and I wouldn't sell Rodri.
Rodri's got 1 year left on his Man City deal, right? So the argument coming back, if you're not a Manchester City fan, will be, well, cash in now. You can make some money because at the end of the year, he's probably going to go on a free and off he goes to Real Madrid.
I don't care.
I would completely agree with you. Because if you actually look at Manchester City's transfer business of recent times, where legends have left the club for now, the likes of the Bernardo Silvas, obviously recently, De Bruyne, these contracts come to an end, go on your way. He's already paid City back. What did he pay? Just short of 60 million quid for him, right? So he comes in, he's already paid him back. Multiple league titles, a Champions League. He scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. It's done. You don't need to go and get a fee for Rodri.
And you know what? If he wants to play for Real Madrid at some point in his life,
it'll happen.
Great, but good for you. But just don't do it now. I'm keeping him to see out his contract because he can't be replaced. Right now, you can't replace Rodri at all. There's no one on earth that's like him.
And as you've just alluded to there is, you can't pay for the year of teaching that he will give to Elliot Anderson.
Yeah.
Playing along somebody like Rodri for 1 year, he's going to learn so much.
You get a better Elliot Anderson next season for keeping Rodri this season. I don't even think he like blocks Anderson from playing. I think they can play both of them.
I think that's how they will do it.
Yeah, they don't need. It's not like Anderson's not going to play because Rodri's there. Play both of them, and then you might be able to get somewhere close to a replacement if you play them both together.
How important are those senior players, those types of players that we're referring to with Rodri? I mean, we've just been speaking Henderson, we've just been speaking Welbeck. How important are they for young lads coming through, making that break into the team? I mean, your own personal experience when you were breaking into the team at 19 years of age, those experienced pros.
That you learn from two things. I think you learn from the players you play against, and they're mostly the senior ones, and then you learn from the players that are in your dressing room, and more. That's more about how to look after your body, how to be a professional football player, how to be a professional person. But these types of things, you need those players around, and I fear that we are losing a lot of them because we all of a sudden like. There's an argument out there, and I've heard it before, that Rodri isn't entertaining. Yeah, I've heard that before because everyone wants to watch, I don't know, a Doku, a Vinicius Junior. So I get that. Okay, it gets you off the edge of your seat. I could watch Rodri all day, and even when he's teeing things up, the little passes, how he moves, all of those things are just so good to watch for me. And then for those players to learn, okay, don't like Elliot Anderson, very energetic. Often will leave his post to go and press something at the wrong time. That's not a bad thing. That's just he's so energetic and he's so eager to win it back. Whereas Rodri might be telling him, no, don't go there, don't press at that point. You know, just little things, and he's going to learn all of those things. So for all those players in that Man City dressing room, they need Rodri in there. Whoever has Rodri, as I think, has got the best player in the world right now.
What does someone like Henderson add to Chelsea then in that midfield? Because they've got a lot of talent in that midfield, haven't they?
And well, again, off the pitch, more off the pitch stuff. It might probably some on the pitch stuff, but just how not to spit your dummy out every time that you're upset about something. That's how I feel it comes out of Chelsea. But how do you prepare for training? How do you prepare throughout the week? What happens from Monday, Tuesday? How do you ramp it up Thursday, Friday, or do you taper it down? How has he been able to have the long career that he's had at the top level, pass that on, and he doesn't even have to be verbal, just watching him. What does he do before he goes onto the training pitch? How does he prepare for a game? What doesn't he do after training? What does he do after training? How does he go about it? What's his mindset like in the tunnel? What's his mindset like in the dressing room before the game?
Well, does that not come down to the player? I mean, you see, speaking to you, you seem like you were, when you've gone in there, I'm observant. I'm looking. I want to learn from these people because I want to be a long-term pro. That surely comes down to the individual wanting to learn, doesn't it?
Yeah, but then if they do want to learn, there's no one to learn off.
I get you. Yeah,
there's no one to look at. You're just making it up. So then it becomes down to the player. So you've got Welbeck and Henderson in the dressing room, and if you don't want to learn off them, that's your problem. You'll be out the door pretty quick, and you'll just bounce around clubs and clubs and clubs, and you'll find yourself no home. Okay. Whereas if you look at someone that's had the longevity in their career and take bits that might work for you. Not everything's going to work because everyone's individual, but you might just pick up a few bits. That's what I did, and then you end up having a long career off the back of it.
Were you a person that asked questions?
Yeah, the older players. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. But in my day, it was different because they tell you as well, and you have to listen. I feel like now...
Is that less of a thing now?
Yeah, because everybody knows everything straight away. So we've just
That's just society in
we've
general,
just
though,
spoke
isn't it?
about a lad who's made his first team debut at 15.
Yeah.
So when he gets to 18, he can't really be told anything anymore. He doesn't want to hear it. That's not that individual. I'm just saying in general.
General, that's society.
It doesn't. I've already played X amount of games. I've made it. So a 30-year-old trying to tell him he doesn't really want to hear it. Whereas before, you'd have to listen to it, else you might get a clip round the ear if you don't listen to it. So it was a different generation, and I think that everybody benefited from the generation before.
Yeah.
What they learned, they would tell you. You'd ask them questions and figure it out, and then you'd find your own routine of a weekly routine or a monthly routine, yearly season routines.
Who were your ones that you look at? I learnt the most from those.
I think at Swansea it was probably Gary Monk.
Yeah,
played in my position. Before that,
did you play alongside him? Was he there?
Yeah. We played together. He was just an excellent pro and a really good captain, and learnt a lot how to lead the team from him. But if I go back further, when I was like 17, do you remember Kevin Francis? Yeah. Kevin Francis was at Hensford Town. From Birmingham City.
Yeah, he was at County, wasn't he?
7. Yeah, it was Stockport County, but he was at when I was at Hensford Town, he was at Hensford Town.
Okay, right.
And I learned a lot from him. Don't go for that ball because I'm going to knock your head off if you go for that ball. Don't.
That's interesting because he's a forward and you're a
so we'd be playing against each other all the time
and
in training.
He'd be teaching you.
Yeah, all the time. Just little things all the time. And I think he was probably the first older pro that I learned a lot from. So then. Fast forward it then to when I'm playing against Zlatan Ibrahimovic, similar height. Do you know what I mean? That type of thing. All those things are already ingrained.
They come back
in me.
to you.
Yeah, they're.
So you know what to go for, what not to go for.
I'm getting an elbow if I jump in too eagerly for that one. I can stand off there. Maybe I need to nip in front of that one. All because I was getting taught at that time.
That's really interesting because in my head I was thinking, right, you're going to learn from guys playing your particular position, and then you pick up how people operate in dressing rooms in different positions. But that's really good that a centre forward that you're training against on a day-by-day basis, he's teaching you as a centre
credit to him for going out his way to tell me, a young lad, these type of things like. Don't go for that, son, because you're right at elbow level and you're going to get one. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, well, I've got to find another way around him or don't go for that one, let him flick that one on, whatever it might be. So, yeah, we pick up loads of stuff from the person you're playing against as much as the ones you're playing with.
As you stepped up in levels, right up to international football, did you find yourself still learning, like you get to 25, there's another level to learn from?
Yeah, 100%. And again, playing against players, like I can think of one game we played against Croatia, Luka Modric, and normally I'm watching, if I'm playing, I'm in defence and I'm watching downfield, so I'm watching what's happening downfield. Yeah. So I'm trying to read what the people are doing when they're receiving it. And I just remember this game just getting taught a lesson by Modric, who was miles away from me, but he's looking at one place, you think I'm going to nick that, he goes in behind, you think he's going to go to feet. Everything, he was always a step. It was like I was reading him and he was already reading me, reading him. Do you know what I mean? So good at what he was doing. You was always a few seconds behind what he was doing because he was just so good. So you just keep learning all the way. And then it gets to the point when you're a bit older, you get these new kids coming in, doing all different mad stuff, and you have to adjust to that as well.
How much would you have wanted that knowledge at, say, 35?
Yeah, but
at 25, it's not the way, is it?
That's in life in general, isn't it? If you could.
That must be mad when you're like you've just mentioned Modric there. As a layman just watching, you can appreciate, listen, this guy's absolutely sensational. But as a pro, when you're on there and you're thinking, this guy's just doing things that nobody else is doing.
Yeah, he's just so far ahead. It's just like the ball gets played sideways into midfield. I can see it coming a mile off. I'm nipping in front. I've got this. Nip in front, and it's gone in behind, and you're like, wow, he knew. He
knew that I was going to do that.
From my body language where I'm going, and he's adjusted quickly and played it in a different place straight away. So then you realise I can't foreguess this situation. I've just got to react to whatever happens.
Different level. You are listening to talkSPORT. Keep your calls coming. 03717 22 33 44.
staying with Liverpool, there are some reports that they have now made a formal offer worth £100 million for Bradley Barcola. I reported a couple of days ago that Barcola wanted to make the move to Anfield, but you've not been too inspired by this possibility.
No, I'm with Jamie Carragher in the camp that I saw him the other day talking about it. We have like 3-4 left wingers already, players who can play there. We need to fill the void by Salah. Frimpong was meant to help with that, but we know he's got medical injury issues last year and not quite what we like to see out wide right when he did play. We need a right winger. It's concerning. And we're going out and we're getting another pacey player who plays on the left majority of the time. So unless Rio's going to get put on the right, you know, square pegs, round holes, all that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't love it because of the money. If he was 60, 70 million, and I get it, he's not.
Yeah.
You think, okay, it's a no-brainer. Then you maybe sell Gakpo and you clear up some space on the left and you still go get a right winger. But Liverpool right now are playing with one centre-back and the other centre-back on one leg. So, you know, they've got issues. McAllister's going to come back. He was a shadow of himself last year. They need some help in central midfield. Potentially need a right-back because really we haven't got a right-back. Frimpong's obviously going to play in
Joe
there,
Gomez is now
else.
going to miss the start of the season.
Yeah, that's Joe Gomez. God bless him. You know, could have been a world-class defender, but obviously injuries have stopped that. So Liverpool have got a lot of holes to fill. So, and you got to start a right wing to fill Mo Salah's, departure. So it does concern me that we're going down this rabbit hole where we might end up paying, I don't know, like the Weirts money, you overpay, and then does the player adapt to the Premier League, and is it another bad signing? And it's frustrating for me.
The depths of John's Spotify still rolling there with the tunes that he's playing here on the show this afternoon. Hopefully it's getting you in the mood for a bit of a summertime vibe. Follow myself and Ashley. Straight after us here is Transfer Insiders. Nick Bright very kindly giving up a bit of time to come and join us. How are you, boss?
I'm not too bad. It's great to spend time with a couple of legends.
Well, one legend and me.
Don't do yourself down, mate. You know, I'm loving the UFC and the boxing stuff that I'm seeing.
Appreciate it, man. You're on with Angelina this afternoon?
I am indeed. I'm very much looking forward to it, actually, as an Arsenal fan. It's my first time on talkSPORT since we won the league. Come on. I know it's ages ago, but...
So you're going to give it the re-pump this afternoon?
Well, I kind of feel like people have forgotten about it because of the World Cup.
Mate, nobody's forgot about it. Nobody forgot about it.
They won't after I'm on later on, I tell you. But we're going to lead, I think, with the talk around Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. It looks to be close now. It's turning into a little bit of a saga, this one, I think. But the big saga, I guess, is Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid. I don't think, even as an Arsenal fan, and it pains me to say, I don't think that it's going to happen. I don't know how you guys feel.
Are you doing that to play that down? Is that what you're doing? What's the score here?
Maybe a little bit. There might be a little bit of coping, but I also just think the wages, the money that's being discussed, the stature of the player, I think there's a lot of like agent stuff at play trying to get a better deal at Madrid. I think that's what's going on. But look, if it does come off, I think it's one of the biggest deals in Premier League history.
What's happening here? Since when did Arsenal fans become rational and play stuff down? Why are you not getting carried away?
Mate, they've got a trophy now. You know what I mean? They're chilled now.
Okay. We'll have more. Don't you worry about that. But I also, me and Angelina were just having a chat in the office, and we want to try and find an Arsenal fan who already has a Vinicius Junior shirt, because like Ash is just touching there.
No, they'll be there.
There'll be someone,
Mate.
for sure. There'll be someone. I went to the shop yesterday actually to buy the new away kit. Lovely, and I got my name printed on the back. The queue to get stuff printed on.
Stop for a second.
Go on.
No. I've got a problem with this.
Go on.
Nicholas, how old are you?
I'm 39.
Right. I have a cut-off point with grown men getting names and numbers on the back.
My own name.
No, bro. No, come on.
It's different for your own name.
No, listen.
What number did you go for?
Number 7, of course.
Mate, stop this.
What a great
that
number.
makes it worse.
Why is that worse?
So, is it a nickname? Have you gone Nick? Have you gone Bright?
I've gone Brighty on the back.
You've even got nickname.
I've got nickname.
So you've got nickname 7
Yeah.
on the back of your new Arsenal shirt. It's not a
100%.
retro shirt or anything.
No,
bro, come on.
Brand new Arsenal shirt
man.
with my nickname on the back, and it looks fantastic. Let me tell you.
No.
It looks brilliant.
No.
I should have wore it here. Actually.
No.
You know.
Now, just give me some context of the shirt. Do you use this? Do you play five-a-side in it, or is it for the match? How are you wearing the shirt?
These shirts are too expensive to be playing.
Do not tell me you're wearing that down a pub with Brighty 7 on the
If
back.
Arsenal are playing, I'll wear it down the pub. I won't just wear it like on a regular day, just walking down the street.
Have you always done this?
I've always done it. I reckon there'll be so many people listening to the show right now who are outraged that you're having a go at me about
Right,
this.
I've got a real problem with, firstly, grown men with names and numbers on the back of the team. Right?
But hang on, can they have the players?
No, that's worse. The players.
That's worse.
I won't have that.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like a 50-odd-year-old fella with Max Downham's name on it. Come on, man. The kid, what is he? A 16-year-old kid? No. So I have no problem with people buying the shirt. No name and number if you are over the age of 16.
16?
No name and number, right? And I will only allow it if it's a gift from someone. Because like you see it sometimes at the game, one dad on the back of the shirt, you know what I mean?
Right.
Quite obviously a gift from the kid, right? So I get that. That's cool, man. That's a nice little celebration. If you've got one of them, that's fine. If you have gone and put your own name on the back of the shirt as a grown-ass man, come on, bro. You've got issues. You need to sort this out.
I feel like, whilst I'm...
It's not happening. They're not signing you. They're not going to pull you out of the crowd and say, Brighty, we're a bit short here, son. Can you jump on for 10 minutes?
Breaking news on Transfer Insiders. I've just been signed. But while I'm sat next to an ex-player, actually, we can ask him, how did he feel about seeing grown men with his name on the back of the
There wasn't many.
Yeah, but there must have been some, mate. Come on.
No, fine. I'm fine with it.
There you go.
No. I'm fine with if you had if you said Williams 6 on the back, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a compliment, isn't it? So I'd take that.
I get that.
I think I'm with you on the. I'm with you on the
the nickname.
If I put Williams on I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
This is a character
I'm not
attack.
sure about that at all.
It's not a character attack, mate. Right? What was wrong with just buying the shirt?
Because I wanted.
Why do you need? Why?
I got the champion badge on the arm.
I get
of
that. That's
course,
cool.
And then I wanted to put my name on there. Everybody dreams of walking out onto the pitch for the team that they support.
Yes.
So why not get a little bit closer to that by putting the name on the back of the shirt? Why not? Your name is acceptable. I feel like the players' names, as a grown man, is less acceptable. I wouldn't do that.
I agree with that. Brighty 7. do you do it every season? Is it the same every season, or do you mix it up?
It's always a 7, always number 7. But
reason was that the position that you played?
It wasn't. Hilariously, when I used to play, I used to play left back. So
okay, so you're dreaming of being a right winger. Is that what it is?
There's probably in world football, I reckon there's somebody who wore number 7 and played left back out there.
Yeah, probably somewhere.
That's my excuse.
Why the 7 then?
Just a great number, isn't it?
Okay.
Just looks good on the back of the shirt.
Right, okay.
Really, I should have went for 8 because Wrighty's my inspiration, and then after that, probably Thierry Henry. But no, 8 and 14. 7, yes.
Okay.
Great.
And do you always go nickname?
Yeah, I think so because otherwise.
Since what age have you been doing Brighty on the back of your Arsenal shirt?
Probably since I started printing my own ones, as in me going to do it, because I feel like when my parents used to do it for me as a kid, they used to just get Bright, my name.
Okay, all right, okay. So when your parents bought the shirts, birthdays and all that type of stuff, it was always a Bright.
Yeah, that was.
Was it always 7 as well then?
Yeah, because weirdly enough, the first Arsenal shirt that I had David Platt on the back, and he was number 7 for Arsenal.
Yeah,
I don't know why. That's just the reason.
All right, okay. So you've stuck with it.
Yeah, we can lead with this. Probably.
I think you should lead with this.
Yeah.
I think you'll be surprised with the amount of people that are going to dig you out.
I think you'll be surprised with the amount of people who are going to dig you out. hating on me.
Grown men shouldn't have names and numbers on the back of the shirts. That's all I'm saying. Especially their own nickname on the back of the shirt.
The fun police in here, I tell you.
No,
It's unbelievable. You're better than that.
I'm just saying. Anyway, what else is on? Sorry, we got away with them because obviously you're Arsenal and Angelina's Man United, so there should be a nice little bit of a friction there. Let's just say.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been nice in the office, but who knows what it'll be.
No. When the radio's on,
yeah,
mate, she'll be on it.
I think she'll be bouncing because United won, didn't they, against Atletico Madrid in a pre-season friendly today, so she'll probably be pleased with that. We're going to talk Mykhailo Mudryk, the return.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see how he's going to play for Chelsea, but I mean, it's a bit of a basket case club, but you never know. And Angelina wants to ask, get this, here's a big one. Liverpool fans, would you take back Trent Alexander-Arnold? Because it's not really worked out at Real Madrid. They've signed another fullback, it seems. There's an opening at Liverpool. I don't think the fans would have it, but she's like, why not?
Good question, that,
That's one for Liverpool fans.
That's why she's a
I'm just thinking from a football point of view, yeah. But
that's what I thought.
Emotionally, I mean, once you've annoyed them Liverpool fans, they're you know what I mean?
It's hard.
They're all like Scorpios, aren't they? You know what I mean? You can't go back there.
It's hard. I just, she was like, what if he did a grovelling apology? I
don't think it works.
That makes it worse.
I think it does.
We're talking from relationship experience.
Yeah, well,
sometimes the grovelling apology makes it worse. Also, I wanted to just put to Ashley, actually, everybody talks about, it's one of the things we're talking about in the office is, just get this player on loan. Why don't you just do it on loan? Everyone talks like loan deals are super easy. But, as somebody who used to play the game, are they as easy as fans think? Can you just send someone out on loan? Surely not.
From the club's perspective, or from a player that
I mean, I guess from both, because we've got no real knowledge of it beyond just a statement going out.
Well, listen, I've not worked at the top end of the club, but I think it's pretty simple. It's a much more simple process than an actual signing, because all you have to figure out is the percentage of the wages.
Who's paying what?
Yeah, who's paying what, and then they go from a player's point of view. It can work. It can be a great thing in terms of. You need to, I don't know, you're not playing, you're surplus to requirements, you're coming back from injury, whatever it might be, and you go and you just get your minutes and you get playing, and with the hope that either you can come back into this team, your parent team, or you've shown enough on loan to get yourself and move somewhere else. So I actually quite like the loans.
Yeah. I mean, they seem more common these days, don't they, in the Premier League? We'll try and get Marcus Rashford on the phone to see if he can break it down for us as well. He seems to be loaned out every season these days, doesn't he?
Just to finish this off.
Come on, what have you got?
No, text here. Check this out.
Someone's ripping me, innit?
No. Listen, there's a lot more people on your side than there are on my side, mate. Let me tell you. Give your head a wobble, man. And the way he's written this, he's obviously writing in his own accent because he's from the northeast, this fella. I've just bought the latest Toon Home shirt. It has my surname on it and number 63, the year I was born. Proud of it.
Come on, that's what I like to hear.
On that note, listen, get stuck into this. And maybe WhatsApp him pictures of your shirts with your names and numbers on as grown-ass men.
Do it.
03717 22 33 44. You listen to talkSPORT. Nick and Angelina coming up at 1 o'clock. At 5 o'clock. Got lost with the time then, didn't I?
The Asian Football Confederation in the last couple of hours have come out and condemned Gianni Infantino's proposals to sell off
very late combinations, aren't they? They're all panicking.
Competitions. Well, they are. Obviously, UEFA have come out strongest by suggesting they would boycott all FIFA competitions, including the men's and women's World Cup, the Club World Cup. There's actually an under-20 women's World Cup that's due to start in September, so we may find out if they'll go through with that threat very soon. UEFA's 55 member associations held an emergency meeting earlier this week, and as I say, they voted a boycott if FIFA proceeds with plans to sell stakes in its competitions to private investors. There was a statement released by FIFA, I think it was 4 o'clock this morning UK time, so we were all napping. They said nobody is selling football, but they did vow to continue with the controversial proposal to sell stakes in its competition to private investors. FIFA in their statement claimed the consultation process had been, quote, disrupted by incorrect media reports.
My answer to this is that everyone always screams about FIFA's a bit of a dictatorship, but it's actually a democracy whereby you still have to have all the nations vote for this through, Alex, right?
Yes.
So Infantino can't just force it through. It was never going to happen that way, and I think it's dead in the water now.
Well, I was just about to come on to that. So in order for this proposal to be passed, FIFA's 211 members would need to vote. Therefore, Infantino would need 106 votes in favour.
Yep.
UEFA and CONCACAF members combined make up 96 of those votes. The AFC makes up 47. So
that's how democracy works.
It's dead, basically.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It is dead.
I'm sure these updates are going to continue throughout the course of Nick and Angelina's programme. But for the final time with us this afternoon, let's get back to the Commonwealth Games, shall we? And get John Cushing on the show. John, what's the latest, mate?
Well, quite the day for the Prince of Wales and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, to be in the velodrome, because the Welsh, who are having a really good games, have won more gold and silver medals. World champion Anna Morris winning her second gold medal of the week and of these games. She won the points race this afternoon, and the Welsh did the 1-2 with teammate Jess Roberts getting the silver. Lots of tears flowing there, we understand, as well. Scotland's most decorated athlete of all time, Neil Facky and Aaron Pope, have just won gold again in the men's tandem sprint. Well, over at the boxing at the SEC Centre, 3 golds for England, 3 golds for India, 1 for Northern Ireland's John McConnell and 1 for Australia. 19-year-old Ruby White from Dorset has just been beaten in the flyweight final, unfortunately. 3 more finals for England fighters tonight, so Ruby White gets a silver. Ethan Nairn has won gold for England in the judo. That's the men's under 73 kilograms, beating teammate Ben Levy with a Yuko. And no Jamaica, no party. The famous phrase here in Scotland has been sung to the Sunshine Girls as they left the netball venue, the Hydro in the SEC. The 2022 silver medalists have beaten the 2022 gold medalists. Yes, Jamaica beat Australia, the world champions, in the semi-finals, 46 goals to 45 in the shock of the entire Commonwealth Games. Meanwhile, the hottest tickets in town tonight is here at Scotstoun. The sun has just come out. It's the men and women's mile back in the games for the first time since 1966. Kenya's Kip Keino won the gold back then. Scotland's Josh Kerr has said this has been his target all summer, as well as breaking that world record. 1 down, 1 to go. This is the Commonwealth Games. It's live across the talkSPORT network.
Top man. Thanks, John. Much appreciated. Do you know what I love? I love it when people from my hometown jump on the show. Completely agree with Adam about the names on the back of the shirt. As a former St. Bede's student, same as my old school, that brilliant. You wouldn't last 5 minutes on Green Lane with your name on the back of your shirt as an adult. Sam from Blackburn. See, he knows. Maybe it's just a Blackburn thing. Maybe it's just a Blackburn thing. Whilst we mention Blackburn there, I think it's only fair that we have a little bit of a dip into the EFL because that gets underway before Premier League, of course. I think it's very hard to look past West Ham this year, would you say? Especially with keeping Oda Jared as well.
Must be favourites.
Yeah, they're massive favourites at the top of the league. But I'd be gobsmacked if they're not in the top 1 or 2 to come straight back. I think keeping Oda Jared Bowen was gigantic.
Yeah, of course. Because, a lot of Premier League suitors you'd have fancied him to go to them. So you got to expect him to have a really good season. Although it is difficult when you go from the Premier League to the Championship.
Yeah.
Extra game in the week, very different league. But you fancy West Ham.
Yeah. They kept hold of Nuno as well as manager. I think I'd be gobsmacked if they're not thereabouts. You just mentioned Burnley.
Burnley. They do Burnley they just like that.
They love a yo-yo, the Burnley.
Love it, yeah. I think they're enjoying the fact that they just go up and down, up and down, up and down.
Then parachute payments are good, aren't they?
Let's take them.
My little outsider this year that might do a bit and get into the playoffs. I don't even know if you class them as an outsider. Birmingham. I just like the way that they're putting themselves together. They're looking a little bit more sharp and a little bit more organised now. Birmingham could be there or thereabouts.
Big club,
huge club. Listen, it's very, very competitive. You know yourself, mate. The Championship is one of the most competitive leagues right across the whole of Europe. From my own team, from a Blackburn point of view, I would love, if you gave me mid-table now, I'd take it. And maybe just a little bit of a flirt with a championship run at some point. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll take a little bit mid-table. Wolves?
Yeah. But the problem with the Championship is there's so many teams. There's so many teams that at the start of the season you go, good team, and maybe it'll be somebody that you haven't even got your eye on. I'm hoping Swansea have a good go at it this year.
How they shaping up?
Just the manager just signed a new contract, and we really like him. I think he's popular in the fan base. They did okay last year, fell off a little bit. I'm hoping for a playoff challenge. I hope they get at least playoffs. I also think Wrexham will have another strong season.
They were good last year, weren't they? They were there. Millwall had a wicked season as well last season.
I don't know if Millwall
could go again.
But who knows? With that Championship, because there's so many games, and especially in that December period, if you can have a strong December or even a strong month, you find yourself comfortably right up there. Flip-wise, if you have a bad month, you're down in trouble.
How big is the gap between Championship and Premier League? Is it massive?
Yeah, but it's just different. It's not as much of a slog. It's the games physically are easier in the Premier League. I found anyway, physically easier, but like mentally you have to be more switched on. You can't. It's like you give a striker one chance, it's one goal. Whereas in the Championship, you can normally it's they can get in a couple of times and maybe not score, so you can switch off. But it's just one big grueling. It's just games. You don't do much training because you're recovering, preparing. It's not like you don't train. Whereas in the Premier League, you got a whole week if you're not in Europe to prepare for one game. So they all just kind of blend into one. Good. I like the Championship though.
Mate, it's great.
It's so entertaining.
Mate, no VAR. Brilliant. Listen, on that note, pleasure as always to be in your company, mate. Thank you very much for this afternoon. You've just heard from Nick. Angelina's going to be joining in very, very shortly for the show. And don't forget, following them a little later on this evening, Gareth and Spencer will be here for a little bit of fight night as well, because there's a bit of boxing going on in Dublin. So make sure you're across all of that. Thank you very much for your company. We'll catch you next time.
Let's bring in Terry Gibson, Spanish football expert. Terry, always good to speak to you. Lots of news stories over in Spain at the moment. Let's start with that Marcus Rashford farewell post to Barcelona. Looks like his hopes of return to the Camp Nou are now very much over.
Yes, it does, and I think it was a blow to him when Anthony Gordon. It must have been kind of awkward when the England team met up for the World Cup when Anthony Gordon had already completed his move to Barcelona. Marcus Rashford's future was hanging in the air. And then they signed Karim Adeyemi. So it's it's not going to happen now for Marcus Rashford. I have to be honest, I'm really surprised. I thought it was a good value in terms of the transfer fee, and I thought his form last season was as good as you would expect. And he couldn't have done any more. He scored some important goals. He actually effectively got the goal that won them the league title. He was popular with his teammates and popular with the fans. So I'm surprised. Even when Anthony Gordon signed, I still thought there was a possibility that Rashford would still go, but the signing of Adeyemi has put a stop to that.
Is it just wages? Because obviously Anthony Gordon would command a much lower weekly salary than Rashford.
But he was £80 million. Rashford was 26.
Yeah.
So 26 million, slightly difference in their ages as well. People are forgetting they've got Rafinha that plays there as well. So the problem positions that everyone thought they had, and they still have,